All right, welcome welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Cloud Ninja Podcast. We are here with our two lovely co-hosts, Freedom Neil the Third and Mel the Dreamer. And today, or Mel the Creator, excuse me. And today we're back with another episode of the Cloud Ninja Podcast, and of course, Boruto Chapter 13 on on the radar for us, and some other topics as well. Um, we have Mello. I think Free Game is joining in. Let's say a couple seconds. um,
So
and
what's up?
What's up? What's up? So you were actually rereading the chapter. I want to know, did anything stand out to you when you did reread it? Before I get into that, to the overall questions that we do have.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, Mello.
Okay.
In like 2 seconds before you were kind of rereading it.
Yeah. Kind of for the first time, but uh, yeah, I suppose what stood out to me was what's the girl's name? Sumire getting back up pretty quickly from being shocked by Hidari. That's interesting. And
Like a
I would
power
probably,
scale. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean that was pretty interesting as far as that's concerned. I think we kind of spoke about some of the dialogue that Boruto himself spoke on regarding, planetary chakra. He says, I call it a planet's chakra, but Uzahiko is a new Rasengan that utilizes that energy, right? So planetary chakra is not like necessarily a thing. It's just a thing Boruto like calls it. So I think that's interesting. The whole centrifugal force, all that nonsense. So just like the explanations are kind of interesting, like what's solidified and what isn't, I suppose. And outside of that, it's a pretty standard chapter, I would think. Um,
I
yeah,
wouldn't call it. I wouldn't, because of the soul bulb. I wouldn't necessarily call it like standard, because like that was like a new thing that was introduced. But I wanted to get into like the Sumine thing, because we did talk about Sumine, her actually getting back up.
mhm.
I wouldn't necessarily say super quick, because let's be honest, Sarada pretty much put her to shame. But like, because of that feat, do you think she could possibly get into some combat in the future? In my personal opinion, I'd love to see the New Way come back. Let's be honest, we all talk about the New Way and the Jogan in conjunction.
Yeah. I think as far as Sumire is concerned, I think she will see combat. However, I will say, I think she'll probably have to play within a team dynamic. Obviously, she's not a target of anyone in particular so far, time of recording. And given that that's the case, she'll have to work with people who are targets, I would imagine, or just defend Konoha in general. Also, when it comes to side characters like a Sumire having shine or combat or whatever the case may be, it kind of behooves the creator to have villains that have like an entourage or grunts or anything of the sort. So I think the Claw Grimes can play that role. I would hope that they will get a power up because base Chocho seems to not have issues with them, albeit base Chocho is
True.
pretty interesting in terms of her power, but that is still just base Chocho, right? So, I kind of want to see. Right now, the Claw Grimes, they have the element of surprise, they have the numbers, and they have like this mechanic that can seemingly bypass your power and just, turn you into a tree, seemingly. So those are the kind of terrors that accompany those grunts. They probably need to be a little bit more powerful to give these types of characters a challenge because they've clearly made a decision to upscale the power levels in TBV, regardless of sense or not. I think some of it makes sense, but you know, it is what it is. So since these characters are at this level, I think the grunts need to be at that level as well. And obviously, assuming Ray's not going to be contending with like the top tiers, I don't suspect. But at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe even with Nue's help, gathering a lot of chakra can even contend with the likes of maybe what's the guy's name? The leader. I've been out of Boruto for so
Jura?
long. I actually forgot his name. Yeah,
Jura.
Jura. Jura. And maybe with Nue's ability to absorb chakra, that dark chakra, it being linked to Boruto's Jogan and its potential growth or evolution, Kaguya's dimension, or if that indeed was, it's been a while, that Toneri on the Moon spoke about in the Boruto anime. There's a lot going on with Sumire, the Gozu Tenno Seal. So combat wise, possible for sure. Yeah.
True. Oh, one of the things, speaking of that, I kind of thought about the claw grimes getting stronger and stronger. I remember early on, one of the things that we kind of thought about was that all the synthetic human beings, well, now they're pretty much not even really synthetic human beings, they're just tentacles. But all the tentacles, they're probably going to get stronger and stronger in the future. And I think we all know the Shinju are probably going to be infinitely stronger than just a regular claw grime. But like for a base claw grime, like, do you think they'll get to like a code level? Like, would they ever peak to like that heights, or do you think they'll just be regular joining level to where a lot of the regular side characters could actually handle them?
I think it depends. It depends on where they want to go. In my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think they'll ever reach those heights. Code is for by any measure, Code is an extremely powerful combatant.
Sure.
So I don't think they're going to reach those heights. However, there is a possibility that something does happen to where the Clog Rhymes aren't just focusing in on like hack-based abilities and numbers, and that they do have a focus on power. I mean, they came from a single source, so one would imagine they can return and like coalesce and cumulatively, fuse their powers together to form some kind of, maybe like the four horsemen of the apocalypse type of thing, to where all that power is just, coalesced into four entities instead of thousands. And although they lose certain advantages with their numbers, they gain an exponential increase in power. Something like that is probably manageable, I think. But it just depends on how you write it. Well, I could take it another place, but I think I'll leave it at that. I'll plant my flag there. But yeah, no, I think it just depends on how they like where they want to go with this. But just so far, I would say probably not that powerful. I don't even know if they're Jonin level right now, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't even know if
to
they're
be
that
honest,
strong.
with the fusion thing, I was kind of thinking that Shinju probably encompassed that. But to be honest, if you recall, there was like a, I wouldn't necessarily say like a like to like comparison, but the White Zetsu, they kind of fused a couple a couple of themselves together, and then they became like a significantly stronger entity than just like a regular single claw grime or a regular single white Zetsu. I think if claw grimes could potentially do something like that, then that could actually like create something different. And of course, like visually, they could probably make it like not necessarily like a freak looking figure, maybe have the designs look a little bit cooler. But regardless, I think that could definitely be like an actual thing where it's like, hey, we have the Shinjus, which is like a separate part, like a separate entity, which is the Juras, the Hidaris, where they have like their own separate thing. But also the Claw Grimes could also pull together their energies and their powers to potentially make a stronger figure, which this right here is just like a regular synthetic, or I guess a regular 10 tails humanoid figure. I think, to be honest, I think that right there it could kind of be possible. To be
Yeah.
honest, when and right now we're just assuming that this. Well, I guess I'm assuming that this arc could potentially span for a couple more chapters. Hypothetically, if the other side characters do get more stronger, and of course, right now Chocho is essentially like backslapping a bunch of these claw grimes. Same thing with Sarada. I guess not even a couple chapters now. I guess because of that, now they could essentially start to do that if hypothetically it was a feature. I believe that that right there in itself could present like a problem that for Chocho and Sarda specifically, like let's say we were talking about Sarda's manga Sharingan in the past, and also you were talking about Chocho in base form just now. Maybe that right there could essentially push them to like next levels. Chocho now has to use the butterfly mode for the first time in TBV. Sarda now has to use manga Sharingan for the first time. I think, to be honest, side character wise, that would make sense for their development in the future, alongside Boruto, Kawaki, and the rest of the OP characters potentially fighting against, the jurors.
Yeah, it's um again, I want to keep like repeating myself, but yeah, it just depends on like where they want to take the story 100%. I think it would be pretty interesting to take a look at the Claw Grimes. They are different from the Shinju, sure, but they do stem from the same source, right? So like the Claw Grimes absorbed Sasuke and then Hidari came about. So clearly there's like a link and connection, obviously. It's interesting because we haven't seen a Shinju, that next evolution in the Claw Grimes process, devour someone. So then what do they become? What happens then? Does it manifest a new being, or does that entity Hirari get a new power up or something of the source? That gets really interesting. Or does it all kind of go to one person, one Shinju, rather, if you want to call them people? For instance, they don't seem to know what happens when they devour things. So if you do devour Sarada, for instance, as an example, then what happens? Does that take Hidari and turn him into a tree with Sarada stuck in it, and then that power gets siphoned to another Shinju, and that was like the plan of one of the Shinju. Maybe they're, you take a look at their instincts to devour, maybe even devour themselves, their separate egos. That being Hidari, Mitsari, Jura, and Bug so far, time of recording. So maybe they even cannibalize each other. I mean, the Otsutsuki seem to do it to a certain degree. And there seemed to be like this biological genetic connection between the Biju and the Otsutsuki to where they affect them on the genetic level through consuming Otsutsuki flesh and so on and so forth. And I would just say chakra, but as a byproduct, body and mind and stuff like that. So all of that gets like really compelling. Not just like a combination of like clog rhymes that can form a new powerful entity, but what other elements can be incorporated outside of just like fusion or something of the sort. Maybe they can borrow planetary chakra, right? They seem to be like plants, so that could have a heavy connection to the earth or a planet that they sprout within. And there's a lot of dynamics and like concepts that haven't really been explored, like how does we know the data is recorded, but through what means? How's that happen? And how does the Ten Tails upload that information? I've always played around with the idea that the planet itself is a kind of computer that stores information. And even when Urashiki came to the planet in the anime, they didn't really have a lot of information, and he by some means gathered that information. And I'm very curious about how that functions. They have time travel. So surely they have like advanced technology that kind of like obviously goes into science fiction. So all of that stuff is like super compelling. There's a lot of different paths the writers can go into. So I'm kind of curious to see where they go with that. But I definitely think they need to broaden their horizons a bit, get out of Konoha. Definitely get. I can definitely see a scenario where maybe Chocho and the rest of them get consumed as well, and then they become villains for they have like their own little Shinju that can go up against other side characters that could potentially get introduced. And I would hope like maybe like a Shinki or some characters like Dinky, perhaps bring him into the fold, something new, something fresh for the manga, and then we can bring scientific ninja tech back to the forefront, at least through
Real quick,
that character. But yeah.
that kind of brings me back to my idea with Neji when I wanted Neji to kind of join the Akatsuki as like an evil guy. I
Yeah.
thought Neji had so much potential as a character and he was just wasted as like a good guy, quote unquote, because they didn't necessarily have a plan for him. I kind of believe similar to like a Neji, Chocho could kind of be like that, where hey, if you don't have a plan for her to be like a good guy, actually making critical moves, like to actually further the Hidden Leaf Village or further everybody else against the Claw Grimes and Shinju, it would kind of make sense to make her like an enemy and have that emotional scene where she does eventually fight against Sarada or she does eventually fight against Sumire in the rest of team set and the rest of team 10. To be honest, that sounds like an impeccable idea. And to be honest, it wouldn't necessarily stop there. It would be for a lot of the a lot of the other side characters as well. We talk a lot about how the other side character could potentially get a bunch of power ups to go against the other side characters or not side characters, go against the other enemies. But hypothetically, if there is no actual path there, we kind of already have a path for an upgrade, which is the Shinjuification, if you want to make that a word, of just them essentially turning into trees and then their or I guess their claw grind body or Shinju body, them themselves get extreme power ups. We've seen that with Bug. We've seen that with, I'm guessing, Matsuri, how she essentially dealt with Boruto when they were in their little fisticuffs that we did to see a couple chapters ago. So I'm guessing if there was a way to potentially have these side characters be upgraded, having them turn to enemies wouldn't necessarily be that bad of an idea, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a great way to take the story to introduce the cast of characters that were established in the anime. There are anime fans, they do still exist, I'm sure, under several rocks. But I think that could be a pretty interesting route to take the story for sure. Also possibly take into consideration, as I said before, just other elements that you can, external elements that you can bring into play, like not just fusion, not just like consumption, X, Y, and Z, but just like those emotional aspects that we were talking about months ago, in anticipation for Sarada versus Hidari that I've yet to see. There's a little bit of it, but um, it gets very difficult to do that when your character doesn't really understand a lot about themselves. And I don't think the monthly manga format really is doing them favors. And I'm not even going to like go down that path for the billionth time, complaining about that. But I bring it up. I say that to say this. It feels like it's been a long time since TBV's been around. And it has essentially a year, but we're
Yeah,
still in the
basically.
opening. Yeah, like we're still in like the opening phases of this. Like I'm waiting for that emotional, excuse me. I'm waiting for that emotional like connection between Sarada and Hidari.
Hmm.
But to be fair, I don't think it should be here now because this is like their first interaction. I've always said I wanted Sarada to like fight, have a great showcase, but lose. That needs to happen. That makes sense. It happened a little. The showcase was fantastic. Just and she did indeed lose the fight, but it was like it wasn't definitive for Hidari, which is unfortunate for the character, and then he just gets obliterated. So right now, obviously, I mean, Hidari is going to clearly get a power up by some means. I mean, he can't if he comes back. If he comes back, I don't know. I would imagine they wouldn't spoil or waste that opportunity to have that emotional connection with Sasuke and Sarada. But if he does come back, he needs to come back with some kind of understanding about his power, some kind of revelation. I know why I'm targeting Sarada. I understand like who I come from and Sasuke and his past and all this stuff, but I've made a choice. I am this entity now, but I am also Sasuke Uchiha or something of the sort, right? This like internal dilemma.
Hmm.
So we can bring up like maybe some like psychology or something of the sort, philosophy or whatever the case may be. Like what makes you type of thing. Is it, your memories, your experiences, or is there something a little bit more ethereal, like a soul or something of the sort? So maybe those concepts can be explored through Hidari and Sasuke's dynamic. And if he does come back, then he can come back and have those emotional moments with Sarada. But then, in a twisted sense, maybe if they want to go down this route, use those emotional aspects to manipulate Sarada to get what he wants from her, or if he even still wants her at that point. Because Sarada, he's not targeting her, I would imagine, for like some great power or something of the sort. It's probably just because Sasuke has an emotional tether to her. So, if he understands Sasuke's connection to Sarada, he might not even care to have Sarada anymore, to be frank. So all of that stuff is like super interesting, but been rambling too much, but yeah.
Yeah, me and Mello too. Freya, what are your thoughts on Hidari? Well, I guess I ask you this question as a precise starter. Do you think Hidari comes back in chapter 13?
No, I don't think Hidari comes back chapter 13. I do apologize. I was fixing some stuff, so I didn't know what you guys was talking about. But I don't see Hidari coming back chapter 13 at all. He just got defeated. And then we have a new element brought to the story. The what was that shit called? The horn soul key or whatever that shit
Yeah,
is
Soul
called.
Bulb.
Soul
So
bulb.
I
There
just
you
call it
go.
Soul
Yeah, yeah. There you go. So we have another dynamic that's added to the story, and Hidari is the reason why we have that dynamic added to it. So I don't see him coming back chapter 13. I really want to see what they do with this soul bulb. Like what's to it? Does it upgrade one of the Shinju? Like what's the point of it? That's really what I'm interested in right now.
Do you think a flashback could be, useful in a chapter like this? Like, let's say a flashback to like Otsutsuki members talking about the soul bulb, or even like let's say a cutscene of other people talking about the soul bulb, even Jura in the past talking about the soul bulb. Do you think that could be kind of useful explain the soul key in the next chapter, at least?
Mm, I don't know, because Jura, they seem like they're like just learning as they go. So for them to know something
Mm.
as specific as the soul bulb, it seems kind of odd to me. I would think it would take like an external character for them to explain what the soul bulb is, unless it's something that their programs already know, which would be kind of odd.
Mm.
But I don't think. But I mean, Jura did grab it like it was some importance to him, so they most likely know
Yeah.
what it's. Yeah, most likely
Nah,
know
I
what it's
kind
for.
of I thought what you were saying just now, but one of the times I reread the chapter, it kind of made it seem like like he knew what was going on. And the reason why I say that is because he essentially said Boruto has to die. And I might want to talk about this a little bit later, but this might be a
Yeah.
hint towards like Jura's personality matching Jigen's. It's kind of when Jigen said, "Hey, Sasuke knows too much; he has to die." Jura essentially said that about Boruto, which makes me believe like Jura knows that this is something important. He kind of knows the backstory behind it, which kind of makes me believe there could possibly be like a, let's say, like a flashback of like him talking with Hidari about the Soul Key, or giving him like a brief backstory about it. But even if it's not like a flashback, I think there's a good possibility that he talks about it in the next chapter because he just reacquired it. I mean, I'm going to reacquire because let's be honest, he put a couple bullets in Boruto and Sarada for it. So there has to be like an actual purpose. My guess and my assumption is he's probably going to revive Hidari, but it could be some other things. You never really know.
Reviving Hidari would be boring. I don't want it to be that. I would like it to be something more.
That's Sasuke. You wild. That's Sasuke.
Nah, that's boring, bro. Like just reviving Hidari. Like, nah, that's boring.
All right, dream scenario with the Soul Key, or the Soul Bulb. What happens with it?
I'll let Mello go.
Well, having read this chapter a little bit more, I think I don't know if it's like a dream scenario, but I would say something that interests me is that Boruto's getting secondhand knowledge. It's not something he's experienced; it's something he's told. So I want to know about Kashi and Koji's experience with this because he says, "I've confirmed it. There's no mistake. It's the same as what I saw before. It's a thorn soul bulb." So where has Koji been? What has he been doing that had him encountering something like this before, you would imagine, before the Shinju ever even manifested? That right there is super interesting.
I have like an unrational impulse to say Mount Miyaboku, but I have no proof behind it.
Or like
Listen,
maybe because
man.
they're built similar. You know how what's his name had a core, and Sarada had to destroy him. What's his name? I can't remember his name.
I forgot.
But y'all know who I'm talking about, though, right? Fuck, I can't remember his name.
Nah, I was going cap, but I don't know.
Nah, the first time we saw Sarada use a Chidori.
You talking about Bora?
Bora. There you go. Maybe they're like,
Boro, yeah.
maybe that's why they know something about it or know a little bit about it, because they're built similar to the Shinju, where they have a core and the Shinju has a core as well. You destroy that core, you destroy the Shinju, so on and so forth. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think those were more of synthetic human beings, like cyborgs
Yeah.
type of thing, where they usually have a core. But yeah, I wouldn't know where Kashi and Koji would know something like that. But let's be
But you know
honest,
how how you like reverse engineer something? Like Amado could have got the idea of making his synthetic humans from seeing, I know these are new characters or whatnot to the story or to us, but seeing one of the Shinju or seeing something similar to the Shinju, and that's how he made his synthetic humans.
It's possible. You kind of giving like a no.
No, I was just gonna say I just never. I'm in a weird place because I don't want to like shoot down your idea, but
bro, it's just an idea. Go ahead and shoot it down. It's all good.
No, I think me and Mello was about to say the same thing.
No, it's cool. Go for it. Like
we never thought about it that deep.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen any like evidence of the Shinju. So this is the interesting thing. This is the thing that interests me about Koji, is because seemingly, just given what we've seen so far in the first what is this 12 chapters, the Shinju just manifested, right? So clearly Koji hasn't like had any experiences that we've been made aware of within this 12 chapter series so far, TBV. So if he experienced this thorn soul bulb, it had to be before Two Blue Vortex began, before the Shinju were confirmed canonically to exist as entities. So that gets super interesting because there's in Naruto and Shippuden, obviously, more so Shippuden, obviously, it's never been confirmed about some soul bulb. This is a brand new concept, so that like it's not linked to the Ten Tails from there. It hasn't been linked to the Otsutsuki. It has like there's nothing in the canon that I can recall that even hints at something like this.
Well, because it comes from Hidari, you can't necessarily say it comes from a Ten Tails.
No. What I'm saying is up until this point, there's nothing that says that it has.
Yeah.
True.
That's
true.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. So like, what I'm trying to say is like, there was an event that I believe occurred before the Two Blue Vortex series started, where Koji, by some means, saw the soul bulb, and that's weird because given the facts that we've been following canonically, the soul bulb is linked to the Shinju specifically, given what happened in chapter 12, not the Ten Tails, the Shinju, which is like an evolution from the Ten Tails. Now you can link it to the Ten Tails, but you can't like confirm anything. It's not like definitive. It just be like headcanon, fun theory stuff, which is fine. But given like you want to just go facts, then it's linked to, at bare minimum, a Shinju, which would be Hidari. But you can maybe like, transfer that over to another Shinju. I'm not even sure if it's linked to Jura, because I could even make the argument maybe that it's linked to Shinju that were brought about by people who were consumed by claw grimes, potentially. But that's just another thing. But so basically, he saw a thing before it should exist. So I don't want to get into like timey-wimey time travel shit, but like Koji's story with
That's
this
the
soul
only
bulb
way it
is
can
super
work.
interesting.
That's the
It's
only
like
way it
super
works.
interesting.
If this is like some time travel shenanigans involved, that's the only way I see it working.
I don't
To be
know.
honest, it could be because Turtle's still in a Boruto verse, so you never really know.
The legendary turtle.
The legend
Oh,
of the turtle.
well, this isn't necessarily going to be answered to anything Mel got, but more of like a kind of expanding the prompt. But like, why isn't it Boruto telling people where he got the intel from? Because I remember Kawaki was kind of grilling him, and this kind of why Boruto ended up getting hit by Jura. But like, Kawaki was kind of grilling him where he got the intel from. It's like Boruto was kind of like not necessarily ready to tell him. Is he like kind of hiding the existence of Gosh and Goji or something?
No, he told him. I mean, well, he told him like the pertinent information. It's just like Boruto right now is on a mission. He's in the field. He's working a mission. There's really no utility that Kawaki seems to serve here. Like he's not strong enough to help without his karma, and if he activates his karma, he screws Boruto over. So there's like, I mean, even given this situation, right? Like they know there's two Shinju. One just got taken down, sure, right? He's even telling like Kawaki, like, yo, let go of me or I'll cut your hand off. Like, well, I'll imagine if bro got his hand cut off, he'd be even in a worse position to do anything. He just like, I'm not even trying to dunk on Kawaki. I'm actually like beyond that point. Like I don't care at this point, to be fair. But
Yeah.
Kawaki is like, he serves no function for Boruto right now, just given the first 12 chapters. So like, why waste time telling you this, bro? Like, hey, this is a thing that can save my master. I gave you something. You should be happy with what you got. Now get out of my way, kid. I got work to do.
Or the fact that he might believe that nobody even believe anything he's saying because he's supposed to be quote unquote the enemy of the leaf as of right now. So why would nobody believe him?
That wouldn't matter with
Right,
Kawaki because he knows that Boruto is Boruto.
Well, I'm just saying like why he didn't tell everybody else like what's going on.
I mean,
I'm talking about the masses. It's not just Kawaki.
I'm not sure how he would do that.
Well, when I look at Kawaki, I kind of see him as like a representation of like the Hidden Leaf Village. He's like, I won't say the strongest ninja in the village right now because let's be honest, we don't really know it. It could be like an ass pull that Kishimoto pulls out in the next couple of chapters. Hey, this guy's stronger than Kawaki. But regardless, this guy's essentially the defense of the Hidden Leaf
Genki.
Village. I'm essentially, come on, bro. But Kawaki is essentially the defense of the Hidden Leaf Village. I'm essentially thinking if Boruto tells Kawaki, he's essentially thinking he's telling Shikamaru, pretty much. And because he didn't really tell Shikamaru in the like copious other times they had conversations, like he didn't mention anything about the Soul Key. He didn't really mention anything about like the actual like deep stuff. He really just mentioned surface level stuff. I'm wondering why he's keeping a lot of this stuff secret. Like I don't know. And to be honest, it could just be on the face he doesn't really trust the Hidden Leaf Village right now.
That and he probably doesn't see no utility to them. Why waste time explaining something when you're never really of no help to me?
But I think it'd be safety. Like if there's a way that he could keep the Hidden Leaf Village safe, I think information would be like a big part. Like
I don't know. It kind of seems that Boruto relays, like if you ask him a question about something and you have like worth to him or whatever, like for example, Shikamaru, right? He didn't trust him at first, and then Shikamaru started, gaining his trust a little bit, and they started kind of conversating. He would answer questions as the questions were presented. He'd give the pertinent information, but he never like offered too much that wasn't like linked to what was asked of him to offer. So I just don't see like I don't know, it's just a utility thing, really. It's just like why even like waste time telling? It's like a whole other threat over there I have to deal with. Like this is the thing I've been looking for to help my master. Like what utility is there in this instance to even tell you this stuff? Like he gave him something. He said, I was told it was something that will help save my master who was turned into a tree. Never mind where the information, like you don't need to know all that, bro. Like you're trying to kill me, like you sealed my dad away, yeah, like I'm like he probably has some empathy for Kawaki given his situation and he wants to like settle things, but there's more pertinent things happening in the world right now than Kawaki's like juvenile like attempts to do whatever the fuck he wants to do, make a perfect world for his daddy. So I don't know, I just don't see like a utility in it. It's just it's like we're it's like Armageddon, right? It's like, dark hours. We got to like fight the main villain, and all of a sudden, like, we're concerned about like, what we're gonna have for lunch. It's like, it just, bro, what? No, it's just more pertinent things happening right now. Like, chill, bro. That's my opinion.
No, I feel the same way.
Honestly, the only thing I say against that, I just see Kawaki. Of course, he is the character Kawaki. He's the person that sealed Naruto. He's the person that Boruto essentially, I won't say hates, but he's the person that Boruto has some dilemmas with. But I do also see Kawaki as like a representation of the Hidden Leaf Village, like Alice, a representative. I'd say that.
Nah, I think for Boruto, that would more so be Shikamaru, if anything, like this, the Hokage, like Lord Heath. Like if I'm thinking, hey, I'm gonna have a conversation with somebody like that's the representative of Konoha, it's gonna be the Hokage or the interim
But even
Hokage.
but even still, he didn't mention this, the Soul Bowl. It's like, why
But
not
why would
mention
he
it?
though? What exactly could Konohamaru bring to bear that would even aid him in accomplishing that? Like capturing that. Like Boruto seems hell bent on doing this by himself. And I would imagine that's out of necessity. I mean, if Koji was powerful enough to aid him, I'm sure he would have like flying Raijin him there with him if he's capable. I know he has limitations, but let's not specify what those are. So I wouldn't just like assume what they are. So maybe like he can bring a Koji can reverse summon, whatever the case may be, right? So that's or he didn't like go gather allies and train them up or anything. Like he's trying to like tackle these issues on his own, like consistently throughout the first 12 chapters. So I'm not even sure like if anyone is of level to even contend with like we had like a spontaneous Nine Tails like appearance and bro got like wiped like in a few panels. Like the new Jinchuriki and the Nine Tails. Like Sarada, she got snuck and taken down, and then like Kawaki just got like two-shotted and just like in karma. Seemingly like Delta ain't doing shit because she know better. Like who's else is left? Like Daemon. Like Daemon's not even like he's so unconcerned and unbothered by anything that's outside of like his concerns, which is like his sister and fighting strong people. And he clearly, I'm just saying based upon like he can sense some things. I'm not sure specifically how that works, but he's not like rushing to the battlefield. Oh man, these guys are super strong. Like this Jura guy or this guy's presence I sense, to southeast, southwest, like whatever the fuck. Like no, he's just chilling on a balcony. So like if he can sense them, I'm not sure he can, but if he can, then they're clearly not up the level for him to even concern himself with. If that's the case. And then this like Ada, she's not a combatant. She's pretty much like an exposition machine. And she can use omnipotence, but not well. And my God, you don't want her even using that because she'll fuck up things even worse than she already has. And Mitsuki got like life wiped by Boruto. So there's like nobody in Konoha that Shikamaru, as a representative of the village, could even bring to bear to help him. Not even himself. He's not of level. They seem to have like bad relations with other villages or whatever for some reason, because I don't know why. Like it's weird. I thought they were all friends, but seems like things are strained because they're unsettled. They don't have like an official Hokage. Naruto got murked, so I don't know. It just seems yeah.
Well, real quick, and by the way, my bad, freak. I know me and Mello kind of chiefing on this blunt. Oh, Mel, real quick,
Nah,
I
go
mean,
for
you
it.
kind
Go
of
for
said
it.
you you kind of said Ada isn't necessarily concerned with the situation. Ada and Damien aren't necessarily concerned with the situation as of right now. What would get them concerned hypothetically? My assumption would just be like Kawaki being in like grave danger.
No, I think well, I said Damon wasn't concerned. I think Ada has shown some concern because she has like relayed information and looked in on them. So I think she has like a measure of concern. And of course, Kawaki, factoring into all that as well. But more so Damon, I just think it would be Ada being a target, of Bug. And then once, the person that he's like tasked with protecting is in the crosshairs, then he's gonna like, perk up and do some things. And if, Bug can get busy and show him like a good time, right? He might have some kind of interest in the other Shinju if he manages to take out Bug, which I don't believe will happen. But if he does manage to do that, then he's like, okay, well now there's something interesting happening, and now you've perked my curiosity even beyond protecting my sister. So now, I'm gonna do what needs doing. But I think maybe the point with Damon and Ada is that they're just wild cards. They're kind of out for themselves. Even, in Ada's concern for Kawaki, it's a selfish concern. And she seems to be turning on that on that feeling anyways, because she seems to want to speak to Boruto and have some kind of relationship with him, seemingly. So I don't know. Yeah,
Nah,
there's some thoughts.
yeah, I kind of agree. And to be honest, on that Ada thing, kind of like changing her attention to Boruto, I never really thought about that over the last couple of chapters. I remember that was like a big idea over the first couple of chapters. Because remember, Ada was throwing out a bunch of hints and a bunch of like Easter eggs saying, hey, maybe Boruto's looking super cool when he essentially talked to Mitsuki and talked no jutsu to him. And of course, Kawaki's been like, like a complete asshole to her. But like at this particular point, I think hypothetically, if Ada actually does, have her affinity switch to Boruto, I think she would be, as you said, she's already interested, but I think she'd be a lot more interested, to be honest, in the actual situations right now. Kawaki, he seems to be like, I won't necessarily say like an annoying bug because that is my guy, but like it seems like they're not really after him as of right now. Jura, since she already said, hey, I'm gonna come back and kill you, but now since during the last chapter essentially said, hey, I'm gonna have to kill Boruto, there's no essentially turning him into a chakra fruit, nothing like that. Nah, he's getting turned into a pack. I'm assuming, like, hypothetically, if Ada does make that transition, she now becomes like a focal point in the plot. And of course, if she becomes a focal point in the plot, her knight Daemon essentially does the same thing as well. So I'm thinking this right here in the last chapter, to be honest, I never really thought about this. You just put me on game indirectly, to be honest. But like, this could be the start of Daemon and Ada kind of getting a lot more into the actual core plot of the things. Hopefully, we get to see them fight like the next 5 chapters or something like that. Even that'd be amazing.
Yeah, her involvement is inevitable. Number one, she's a target. Number two, she's already involved because she's relaying information and sneaking around using her Simmergon to just pick up on what's going on in that dimension. And then also, it's kind of interesting because it's funny to me. I think whatever I asked the question like, what's going on with Koji? How does he know about this soul bulb before seemingly where it comes from, the thing it came from even existed, the Shinju? Like, how does he even know about all that stuff? And Ada would know, right?
Mhm.
So if you're like, oh, well, Boruto's not giving me information, well, just ask Ada. As long as it
Sure.
happened within like the last 19 years, I don't even think Koji that's old is that old, and within Ada's lifespan. So yeah, like, so number one, her powers just like I said, excuse me, like I said before, she's an exposition machine. She's like the perfect character to just give you stuff. So like you can get a flashback, or you can just get like it viewed through her Sinrigan's little astral projection effect, or you can have her be a target and then Damon gets involved. There's she's already involved to a degree. Just she hasn't like sicked her dog on anybody. That boy Damon. So like there's a there's a variety of ways for her to like start cooking up a little bit more, and I think it's inevitable that it happens. That's why I have her getting devoured, because I think what she brings to bear is like very dangerous for the Shinju. She basically has the will to make anything real through omnipotence, albeit flawed. Even if the possibility, I've said this before, even if the possibility exists, it's a gamble, it's a roll of the dice that you can stumble on a way to defeat me, then I need to take you out, because that just increases my odds of success. and you can know all, see all, so like that's an issue as well. So now you can mess me up with any strategies or tactics, like where I am and what I'm doing. So she's just a character with a like particular set of skills. Shout out to Liam Nielsen.
I was about to reference
That
that. That's funny.
that needs to be absolutely taken off the board because it's a little bit too OP for the protagonist. And although I don't view her as a protagonist, she's in this like weird gray zone. I think she's definitively a villain. She's just like one that masks herself pretty well behind like the cutesy little girl motif and all that bullshit. But she's definitively solidly placed in the villain category for me, as well as Daemon and Kawaki. But she is tethered to the protagonist in a very interesting way. So I think you need to remove her from the board in order for that to work. But yeah, Bug consuming her, Android 18 being Ada, 17 being Daemon, Bug, Sail is an insect based off of like a cricket man or some shit. So like the paying homage to the late great GOAT Kira Toriyama has been a thing that has persisted throughout the franchise. So I definitely think I can see a scenario where Ada gets consumed, you remove her from the board, Daemon gets more motivated to contend with these entities, and then we can like be off to the races with that one.
The only thing, to be honest, I completely forgot what the first part I was about to say. Yeah, I completely forgot the first. It'll come back to me. It'll for sure come back to me. But
Something
one of
about
the
Ada.
Mello
it
ended
definitely
his
was something.
Mello ended his statement right when the ad dropped too. That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's like I planned it. Like I clicked it myself. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I kind of remember. Yeah, facts. So Ada's abilities. I kind of thought that she'd eventually become fod, or she'd essentially become a pack eventually. But I was thinking maybe it's possible that Amado, because he's the person that kind of created Ada, not necessarily the abilities, but like kind of created the synthetic human being of Ada, or not fully synthetic, but you get what I'm saying, the cyborg of Ada. He could possibly try to like duplicate an ability into someone else that is significantly more trustworthy to the Hidden Leaf Village, hypothetically like a Sumire, which would eventually make Ada a lot more like, let's say, disposable. And again, right now, I believe she's probably one of the strongest characters in the Hidden Leaf Village simply because of the ability that you essentially laid out. Hey, how would they essentially know about the Uzihiko? Ada, you could just ask Ada about it. Hey, how does Jura know about the soul bulb? You could just ask Ada about it. Hypothetically, if they could potentially put like let's say a junior version of that into another, let's say, trustworthy person, I think that would be significantly more effective than just a character like Ada, who we don't fully trust as of yet. And I think if they actually do something like that, Ada then completely becomes disposable. I could for sure see something like that eventually happening. Uh, to be honest, I said the first part and I forgot the second part of what I was about to say. It'll come back to me, but yeah, that. I think there's probably going to be another character that does have the Senringan ability eventually. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be Sumire. And to be honest, I think some of the characters, not some of the characters, some of the fans out there might want it to be Chocho. I think that would be like a huge meme. Now she actually
So
has to
random.
be like yeah, because now she has to be like an actual character or actual important character in the storyline, because I think throughout a lot of the anime, people saw her as like a symbol of anime filler. It'd just be so like
Jesus.
poetic if she just gets the Senringan and now she's like just essentially like in conjunction with all the important plot lines that happens in Boruto. So I think that would be cool as well. But in my personal opinion, Sune would be the best choice. But I do think someone else is probably going to eventually get the Senringan. I don't necessarily think what happened with them just stealing her eyes, but I think Amado could potentially create like a, let's say, diet Senringan.
Like, what if it's more to the Senringan? You know how Ada, she has limitations to her Senringan. Like, she can only see what's happening, I think, at the moment and the time period that she lived in, but she can't see the future and she can't see nothing past when she was born. So what if it's like another eye that's kind of similar to the Senringan that can fill that gap, per se?
That'd be even more OP.
Yeah, I don't think we need to be adding on more broken abilities. I mean, Omnipotence just takes the cake and eats it too. It's insane. Like, why?
It depends on what the enemies can do. What if the enemies have the Senringan now? Now we need even stronger Senringan.
I think that's inevitable. I have Bug getting. I think Bug, when he consumes, number one, I think he consumes Ada. And I think Daemon dominates the fight, destroys bro, like not literally, but like just dominates the fight. And then he'll let his guard down because he's cocky, and then he'll get his sister consumed or devoured. And then Bug will have this. I think Bug's the guy. Like, just look at it like canonically, right? Like right now we're in the Saiyan saga, okay? Like Jura is like Raditz, okay? Or if anything, like it's like Vegeta and Nappa, okay? But like where's Bug? Like where's Meats? Like where are these people, bro? Like typically, like the big bads are saved for like the end game of the arc. So like that's why I think people were like thrown for a loop when the first two Shinju that was like cooking, getting busy was not Mitsari and Bug, but it was the ones that you would think that they would save for later, Hidari and Jura. So I think maybe that's done for a reason. Like I said, I think Jura is acting kind of like a red herring in a sense to where and I'm not even sure if I'm using that correctly. But just like a misdirect, like, hey, like this is the guy, like the villain. And I do think that he is definitely right now like that dude. But I think at some point, you know, Bug is the one that interests me the most, to be frank. But Jura has some things about him as well, like the symbols on his body. His source origin is interesting as well, just outside of like the Ten Tails, just like what's going on there. And then also his like interest in like the Biju and like the Nine Tails and Naruto and stuff. So that's very compelling too. But we'll have to see.
May I ask you what's your big thing about Bug? You're really you got a lot of stock invested into Bug. I just want to know why.
I suppose it's kind of how I would write it, I guess. I would present a villain that was like by all metrics the guy, and then I would throw you for a loop. Oh, it wasn't really that guy the whole time. It was actually this guy.
Gotcha.
Right. So yeah, I guess that's kind of like how I would write it. So I think it works very well. It kind of is like the inverse because they did this in a show. I won't really name the show because I think it'll be like major spoilers. But it's like a masterclass like god tier show. And in this show, there's like a main character that's presented, and he's so fucking badass, like charisma, like Alto Wazoo, bro. Like this dude's fucking that guy. Um, he's fucking comma that man, that dude, okay, and like not a whole like he's not fucking dudes, okay, but if he was, that's perfectly fine, okay.
Wait. Where are we going with this?
Well, I said he's fucking that guy. And
okay, my bad. Yeah. All right, I can't drift off and look at something else when you're talking.
No James Charles type.
Yeah, wait, James. Okay. So yeah, so see, he's that dude, but it turns out like he dies early into the series, and not even like against the main boss, like one of the main bosses, like generals. And it's like whoa, and it was an epic death, but it was so sad and tragic. And it turns out like his little understudy, like his little bro, was actually like the main motherfucker the whole time, and he kind of like blossomed and even became an even bigger badass. And if you know the series, you know the series. But I think something like that could be similar. Something similar could be happening just with villains. But then again, the series that I'm referencing, which I will not mention the name of, is a masterclass in writing, and it's a fantastic series. And I like Boruto. I just don't think it's going to elevate itself to that level of cinematic genius. Okay, literary genius rather. But here's hoping. Here's hoping.
No, to be honest, I kind of thought it's definitely possible for Bug to eventually become the strongest. One of the things that the Shinju essentially made clear is that they want to know information. And when Ada was essentially introduced into the series of Boruto, she was essentially introduced. I don't necessarily want to say this is verbatim, but it was something similar to this. She was essentially called like the all-knowing because she did have the Senringan. Yeah, so if these Shinju essentially do get all the information that they do want, like how strong could they actually become? If they do get all the blueprints to all the jutsus in the world, hey, how did this character learn this particular jutsu? And they could actually go back and look at that, and they could actually learn that jutsu because of the chakra reserves that they have. They could essentially become like extremely elite characters, and eventually, me personally, I think that Bug is probably not necessarily stronger than Jura as of right now, but eventually, can he become that if he does get the Senringan? Absolutely. And to be honest, when it comes to like the Shinju, I could easily become a situation where this right now is the Jura arc. And eventually we do get to a separate arc where it becomes the Bug arc, where it's like, hey, a lot of people have been kind of complaining. I want to say too much complaining, but like a lot of people have been saying, hey, they don't necessarily want to see too much Otsutsuki members. They don't necessarily want to see too much out their stuff, even though these are kind of aliens, but
Wait, what?
they're kind of something different than the Otsutskis that we have been seeing, and they're kind of something different than the enemies that we have been seeing, where they're the essentially 10 tails. So it's not completely like Otsutsuki. So eventually, if they
Right.
do see, hey, the Shinjus, they are like a compelling enemy, they could create like a completely separate thing where Bug is the actual main guy and not necessarily Jura, where he now not only does that not only does he have the actual extreme strong speed, strength, all the hack jutsus, but now he also has the senjutsu as well that also gives him a bunch of information and a bunch of IQ that regular villains just don't necessarily have.
Yeah, I think at some point they're gonna like coalesce into one entity at some point, I would imagine. So, you know, Jura presents as the perfect distraction for I'll be nice, this fan base. Because, it doesn't take much to make people like pop for certain characters, right? So, um, all he has to do is have his like hands in his pocket and like say some cool things, and all of a sudden he's like a badass. Ooh, so cool. So, like it doesn't really take very much for them to present Jura as that guy. So he actually he acts as the perfect like distraction, as I said. But given that I do see potentially um, the end game being they all come together, then whatever charisma you think that he has, that'll just be transferred over to Bug, or whatever whatever his consciousness is going to be at that point. But I think even with Cell, like Cell started out as like an insect, a soid humanoid thing, and then he kind of became more charismatic and more intelligent as he like absorbed 18 and 17, to the point where he has that scene I always reference when he becomes perfect for the first time, and Vegeta launches this attack, and then like Cell just walks out the dust, just flexes like a supermodel for no reason, and then continues to like just dominate Vegeta. It was literally the biggest flex I've seen in anime ever. It was just like, why?
Yeah,
Like, it
bro
was
was
so
just punching the
unnecessary.
sky and shit, and Vegeta over there giving it his all. That shit was funny.
Yeah, it was unnecessary. Like, just like he just put his hand on his hip, just looked like a bad bitch, and then just kept walking. I was like, damn,
Not a bad
okay.
bitch.
Like, it was wild, bro. So yeah, like I can definitely see something like that happen, like some super fused entity that takes the aspects of every other one and then combines them together to form like this really badass villain. Potentially. There's no guarantees, of course. But yeah.
Mhm.
What do
But
y'all?
like I said, oh sorry.
No, go ahead.
But like I said, just the Shinju are interesting and all, but like, you know, I'm still interested in Shiba. I'm still interested in like what a model could potentially be. I'm still interested in Delta and Akibi Sanzu, and then pairing Delta, which is the clone of Akibi, a model's daughter, which her information is stored in Kawaki's karma, and they
Man.
pairing those two up. That's super interesting. I'm still interested in Sarada's Mangekyo abilities, but even beyond that, just like the time travel aspects, like I said with Kashi and Koji, and then also some of the aspects with the Otsutsuki. You may be like, well, where are the Otsutsuki? Where's the main branch? Why aren't they like concerned about this? Well, why should they be? They have technology that allows them to travel through time and space. Like, all this stuff can happen and occur. They can gain as much information about the conclusion of all of this, and then just go back in time and prevent it from even happening. It's not even an issue. So like this is it's very interesting how they've positioned these characters, because they're not actual gods, but there is a god. There's a means in which one can ascend to reach godhood, and given that that's the case, it's like, is that the end game? Is that the conclusion? Well, Boruto, being the main character, is going to need a lot more than just planetary chakra. We might need like a universal chakra or multiversal chakra, or like divine chakra or some shit like that. Like, I'm very interested in them introducing brand new concepts as well. Just like the power mechanic is so stale. And like in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, you have like Haman, and then you have like the stands, right? I haven't really gotten to the stands yet. I'm just starting out with JoJo. But so you have like those power mechanics. You have like in One Piece, you have Haki, and then like devil fruits. You have like Nin, of course, and Hunter x Hunter as well. Nin, Rin, all that good stuff. So I'm really kind of looking forward to potentially the Boruto Naruto series kind of, taking their power system and like evolving it in a different direction as well. So just like a lot of aspects beyond the Shinju that I think are very compelling. But you know, the monthly release is just not helping them. Like it feels like forever. We've been here forever and we haven't really done too much, to be frank. There's a lot, but it's not a lot. So it's like, man, it's been a year and we've only gotten this far in the story. We haven't even been out like fucking Konoha that long. If like
Hmm.
so like what does the next 3 years look like? That's wild, bro.
Well, to be honest, I get where you're coming from, but to be honest, we kind of figured that out when Kishimoto kind of took back over from Kodachi. Remember when Kodachi was writing it? We kind of thought it was the pacing was a little bit too fast, but it would come to find out, we realized for a monthly manga like that right
Nah.
there seems to be like like a decent pace with Kishimoto. He kind of is writing it a bit slow because it is him. Like, let's be honest, I give him time. If he thinks it's gonna be better slow, I think it'll probably be better slow. It'll eventually turn into a masterpiece. But one of the other energy sources that I think, and I kind of brought this up in a couple pods ago, I think energy-based jutsus are probably going to be like a big thing. I think they were kind of introduced earlier on with Sasuke's Kirin, and of course now we see Boruto utilizing the, I guess, quote unquote chakra of the planet to use the new Rasengan. I completely forgot the name
You mean like
for a second.
external energy based jutsu?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So like I think that is probably gonna be like the next one. I think hypothetically, like, just thinking about like expanding past Boruto and like Sasuke, just assuming that's that. But like I think Sarada could easily utilize fire style or let's say regular fire from the earth or regular lightning from the earth, like external based attacks, and not only that, like even other planets as well. Like let's say I won't say planets, but like let's say eventually she could potentially draw on some energy from the sun, fire style from the sun. That'll be like absolutely insane. So like stuff like that, I think could possibly be like the next level in like actually having these quote unquote humans actually being able to battle with the quote unquote gods. Say this
I
to speak. I forgot the actual terminology, but to say.
I think because when you thought about like the potential of these characters and like the power mechanics that exist currently, the to me the person who can break all of that wide open is Orochimaru. Like
Mhm.
that's the one character that's been established in the entire franchise that if Kishimoto wants it to happen, this dude can introduce some stuff that just like flips the table and like radically changes this entire franchise to make it like something that you haven't even like seen in a while. Like it probably won't even like resemble like Naruto or Boruto. Like because it's always genetics. It always comes down to that. Even with the Otsutsuki, even with the Shinjus, like what are they made up of? Like the genetics from Codes, Karma, Ishiki that went into Boruto's theory that manifested them. The Kekkei Genkai, right? The bloodline traits, right? Where does all this stuff come from? Genetic mutation that forms new abilities. And who's the guy who has all that licked? I think he said this when like they were looking for Sakura, when she was taken by Shin Uchiha, like even that far back. I think he like mastered genetics or some shit. Like I have to go back and check. Don't quote me on that. I'm going off of a memory. But this guy, like the days of him hunting down, little boys for their eyeballs is like gone, bro. Like this dude can probably produce Sharingan out to wazoo. Like it's not even like he had the Shin Uchiha clones. It's not an issue. Like this dude can transfer other people's like bloodline traits to other Mitsuki has Jugo's Kekkei Genkai to like passively absorb nature energy. That's how he was entering into Sage mode initially through Sage transformation. So we talk about like Hashirama cells, Shibai cells, like any others, like whatever cells, right? Like the karma being so similar to the curse mark. That guy is the key to every door that opens up like this world of possibility for all these characters. Because we're talking about like fire style jutsu and stuff. That's fine. But like at this stage, at this level, man, you guys need to be able to use Kekkei Tota. Like you guys need to be able to use
Mm.
like that should be bare minimum. Like fuck like wood style, like
Bro,
combining
explain
multiple
Kekken
Kekkei
Total for
Genkai.
a second. Yeah.
So the
You
only
said you did.
confirmed Kekkei Tota is like a dust release, like particle style. Um,
Mm.
but like what I'm talking about is like Kekkei Genkai should like be something that is accessible to everybody, like wood style, um, I don't know, magnet style with like Gara and like Shinki. Like all that shit should be like no longer like exclusive to anybody in particular. That bare minimum needs to be broken open because once you get that, because it's there, like, it's right there. It's like the next evolution for these characters to where like, hey, I'm not just gonna like do fire style or wherever the fuck. Like I'm gonna combine my fire style with like my water style and create some like weird opposite attracts type shit, like some jutsu that you've never even fucking seen before. And I'm even go further beyond that because now we factor in like genetic mutation and genetic like augmentation, to where now I can like use the power of like a Senringan, or like I've even had this idea where you can like have this Sharingan be like the Shinjutsu Sharingan, to where by incorporating certain cells you can have Sarada's Mangekyo undergo a mutation to where she has like a brand new variant of the Sharingan that you've never even seen before with brand new abilities that can just open up like a world of possibilities. And once you start to get into like reality manipulation, like with omnipotence, but just like on another scale. Because if they've established all this shit, and it'll be very disappointing if you don't get to that level. Because I think, as much as I don't want them to, like Shibai is probably an enemy that has to be dealt with. It's not guaranteed by any means, but an enemy that can just like do everything Daemon can with no restrictions, everything's Ada can with no restrictions, everything Code can with no restrictions, given his Shinjutsu. Omnipotence, the will to make everything real. He's ascended into true godhood, not that bullshit the Otsutsuki claim to be in the anime. Like that guy, like yeah, you need to be able to reality warp, like to deal with that at bare minimum. So that's the next level for these characters and the power mechanics. And I think the key to all that shit is Orochimaru, maybe even a motto tacked onto there. But just some thoughts.
Nah, I kind of to me. I don't want to bring it too far back to like bare bones and stuff, but I really thought Genjutsu could work on some of these Shinju. I really thought so. To be honest, they haven't necessarily, tried it yet, per the manga text, so we don't necessarily know for sure yet. But to be honest, when it comes to Genjutsu, and it might not be like surface level Genjutsu, it might need to be like Rinnegan level Genjutsu, or not. We haven't necessarily heard any concrete stuff about that. But like, let's say strong Mangekyo Sharingan level Genjutsu. I'm thinking that could potentially work on some of the Shinju. So my hope is, or even not even Shinju, but like some of the extra some of the extra terrestrial villains out there, let's say. To be honest, I think it's possible that her Mangekyo Sharingan strongly could potentially work on some of them, like non-Otsutsuki versions. That could potentially lead us to some, let's say, I won't necessarily say like fully finishing an arc or something like that, but some helpfulness, like where Sari doesn't necessarily need to be like, let's say, as fast as like a Jura, or as like, let's say, strong as like a Bug pushing Boruto back a few feet. She could just essentially just open her eyes and potentially incapacitate at least one of the Shinju or something like that. To be honest, I think something like that could in itself could be extremely useful in a situation like this, but they haven't necessarily delved into like those external like actual attack points. Hopefully they do. At least explain why it doesn't necessarily work versus Shinju, and we don't necessarily have to go into the arguments about potential Otsutsuki versus Genjutsu debates, something like that, 2 years down the
Yeah.
line.
I think I won't like hog up all the time, but I'll probably accept the role of being the villain here with what I'm about to say. But this is just
Mhm.
genuinely my opinion. I think this is honestly the truth. Um I think the Boruto Naruto franchise has the potential to go places, very high places. I don't think the talent is there. I do not think Kishimoto is writing this series. I don't think
Mm.
he's maybe advising, perhaps. I'm not sure, but he left this franchise and tried to start something new. It's difficult putting something in your rear view and then like going back to it. Now, I have no doubt that he's advising, but to what extent, I don't know. Right? I don't know. So to me, whoever's writing this, because this doesn't have like it just it's the writing style is fundamentally different. Like a writer has a certain style, a certain signature, and if you know what to look for, you can identify it to a certain degree. Um, a certain pattern, a certain like habit, routine they get into, whatever the case
Mhm.
may be. The writing style for Boruto is fundamentally different. It's hard to pinpoint. Um, like verbalize it. It's just like a vibes thing almost. Maybe
No, I
someone
see
like
what you
a
mean.
little bit more astute and like literary analysis can do it. But yeah, like is it? I don't think he's writing it. So I think the talent behind the writing of Boruto is not up to par to get this franchise to where I want it to be. Where I mentioned like all this shit, right? I don't even think this is even stuff that's being taken into consideration, quite frankly.
Mm. Yeah,
Now that's not to say that
I,
I don't like Boruto and it's not good. I do like Boruto. I wouldn't spend as much time and effort and energy into it if I didn't. And I do think it's a good series. That's why in the past when I was covering it, I consistently gave it like the lowest score was a 7 out of 10, which is way above average, and most scores were like 9s and 10s. So I really enjoyed the Boruto series. I kind of have an understanding about where it's going, my expectations. Um, but yeah, just some
no,
thoughts.
I see what you mean. Now, I would want to say I don't necessarily want to fully just say Kishimoto is not writing the series for a couple of reasons. I remember right when Kodachi was actually fired and it was announced that Kishimoto was essentially stepping back up, I essentially tweeted out like, "Yo, we all recognize Kishimoto is one of the greatest mangakas of all time. Flat out. If you don't say top 3, he's probably top 5 at least, right?" But like I did believe that his writing on Boruto, the series of Boruto, would essentially like play a part or at least a factor in his legacy. Like, and if this manga isn't fully hitting as we're assuming, I don't necessarily think we could just say, hey, he's just not writing it. We can't just like give him that scapegoat. I think he'd have to come out and say, hey, I'm just still advising. Someone else is doing it. But to be honest, is it possible that Kishimoto might not be as good as he once was? It's possible. Does that mean he's not good as a mangaka? No, absolutely not. LeBron James is not as good as he once was 10 years ago. But let's be honest, he's still probably the best player on Team USA as of right now, and they just won the gold medal a couple minutes ago. So like he's still good, but
But they
I don't
won't
necessarily
go.
want to. Yeah, they just now like they just beat France. Rudy Gobert got benched and
Hey,
everything. But
where did
besides,
Wimby where did Wimby put up real quick?
I didn't even see, bro. I was potting.
Oh, bet,
I
bet,
ain't
bet,
even
bet,
I ain't
bet,
really
bet.
see. But like, yeah,
Okay,
the game just ended. Steph went off and everything. But so
nice,
yeah,
nice.
I don't necessarily want to say I don't necessarily want to completely obfuscate all the blame to someone else. It's possible that Kishimoto just possibly like lost a step, and that doesn't necessarily have to be like a complete bad news for Boruto fans. To be honest, it could easily be a good thing. Maybe eventually Kishimoto realized that hey, he might need some other help, or to be honest, he this might be completely far fetched. Maybe he puts Kodachi back on it and he still goes back into the advisory role. So like stuff like that can happen. So it's not completely a bad thing. So, but
Mhm.
like I don't necessarily want to completely rule out the possibility of Kishimoto still actually like penning almost like 90 or 80% of what the actual storyline of manga actually is. But I do think eventually it's probably going to get better. One of the things that I think is consistent with a lot of animes out there early on, like it's not necessarily going to be as good as the actual meat of the actual arc. And I think same thing with TBV. To be honest, in my personal opinion, Naruto Shippuden, the first chapter, not the first chapter, the first arc was one of my favorite arcs. Guard versus the Akatsuki, two of my favorite things in Naruto Part One. But I have to objectively say, eventually it got significantly better. Itachi versus Sasuke, Pain versus Naruto, even the war arc some people hate, I absolutely love. We've seen the Neji death, which was brought a lot of people to tears. So I think eventually it's probably going to pick up. And of course, the Shinju, I'm guessing, is probably not still going to be like the biggest thing. But as of right now, I completely agree. The tenor of Boruto kind of changed. And to be honest, if I'd have a preference, I would say I prefer a Kodachi type of writing simply because he did emphasize a lot of action, a lot of high paced plot stuff. Kishimoto, do understand the people who do prefer this past like let's say 30 chapters or so or 40 chapters or so, simply because you do get a lot more information, you get a lot more depth. But for a monthly manga, I do see Kodachi's writing kind of fitting a bit better and letting the anime kind of fill in a lot of the blanks. But even still, the anime itself isn't necessarily a perfect thing, so we can't really just say that either.
It's just it's a weird position to be in because I like the Boruto series. I do genuinely,
Mm.
and I think anyone who has been following me up until this point would know I don't bullshit you. I'll tell you the honest truth. I genuinely like the Boruto series.
Yeah, I'm
The
essentially saying the 8 should be a 9 or the 8 should be a 10, where rather than
exactly
like
like
the 2 should be an 8
the
or something like that. But
the
yeah, go
the
ahead.
the thing is, it's a weird position to be in because on one hand, I really enjoy the series. I get big hype. Well, I did when I was covering it. Was getting big hyped for the series. The thing is though, um, like you said, top five, Kishimoto mangaka, top five all time, maybe.
Mhm.
Um,
Easily.
like top
I
10,
think
no
easily.
doubt.
I think easily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
some
know,
people might disagree.
I mean, I got the Yu-Gi-Oh manga,
That's true.
but like there's a yeah, he's that guy. So when you're that guy, I expect like results becoming of that guy. So for me, it's like, is he perfect? Well, of course not. That's dumb to even insinuate that. Can he make mistakes? Of course, right? But it's there's something incompetent when it comes to the running of the Boruto franchise. I don't know, is how the anime has been handled, is the merchandising or the lack thereof, the lack of games, the lack of movies, the lack of hype, the lack of ads, the lack of billboards, the lack of there's a lack. And I compare it to like when Naruto was like just running, like off and running, like video games every like seasonal. Like this came out like fucking let's just drop another one, another one, another one. It's like damn. And they were good.
And another
Movies.
one.
Exactly. Movies out to wazoo, merchandise everywhere. Little like girls just running around in school with keychains, Naruto keychains and shit. Like I just remember the vibe for the shit. Like Naruto phone cases, just random motherfuckers at the local bodega. It's like, damn, bro, you a Naruto fan? I bet. Like you don't get that feeling, that vibe. Even My Hero, like they got movies, they got like games that come out. It's not at the same pace or level, right? And maybe the times are changing, it's different, but it's just I like the machine is not behind Boruto, and I think there's a reason because motherfuckers love money. That's one thing that is most certainly true. And if you're generating that money, and if you're that motherfucking guy, in terms of being that series, that motherfucking series, they gonna get behind you because they gonna want that bread. And something fundamentally is missing. As good as I think the manga has been and is, and as many 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s I've been giving it, there's still fundamentally something incompetent that is occurring at some level with this franchise across the board. Not just the manga, because you can say the manga is like flawless, perfect. Obviously not, but you can say that. Like, where the fuck is the anime? Do you know how much work an anime does for your manga? You have like Demon Slayer. Nobody would. I'm telling you, Demon Slayer would not be where it is in terms of like how
No,
people
that's
view it
facts.
if it wasn't for the anime
That's
and that
facts.
god tier animation, or even My Hero, or even like just
That's
name any of like the whatever the fuck Spy X Family or whatever the
Demon
fuck's going on,
Slayer
right?
got canceled before the anime came out. When the anime came out, that's when it popped.
Yeah, so well, there I didn't know that. Well, there you go. Like I haven't seen Black Clover, but like people really seem to love that series, and I would imagine like the anime didn't hurt. So like it's just like what the fuck? Like why did the anime end where it
I think
ended,
the anime
how it
ending
ended?
and Black Clover actually hurt the series because a lot of people dropped the series after the anime ended and didn't really follow the manga. So I agree
Yeah,
with you on that one.
it's just there's like a disconnect. Like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, and I don't know of another word for that other than incompetence at that level. This is business. Let's show business, not show friends. So I don't know. I love the Boruto series. I like it. I think it's great, but I'm noticing a key missing link, a piece to the puzzle that's not there, and it frustrates me that it's not there. And it doesn't behoove me or the community or anybody to just ignore that missing piece and pretend like it's there. So I
Maybe,
have to call it out. I have to be honest about it. In my
maybe,
opinion, of course.
maybe we don't get as many movies and games and stuff like that as other series. It's because like it's kind of unfair to compare Boruto to a lot of the other series that are really trying to put their foot into the ground and really get running with the series because it's brand new. Where you have Boruto that's following off of a very popular series like Naruto, where they didn't really have to do much to really get people behind the series and get them reading it and stuff like that.
That's not
So
true.
Uh,
I vehemently disagree with that perspective, that take. There's to me, there's I'm sorry, please continue. I don't want to cut you off.
no, you're good. Go ahead. My son kind of messing me up.
No, it's just there should be no excuse for lackluster enthusiasm behind the Boruto project. from like day one, like no excuse whatsoever. I think they started off solid with the movie. I think the movie was damn good. I like the movie. It was a nice, solid start. I would have preferred them, showcase the tuning exams better. That's like an iconic event. You don't just like montage your way through that, but they did. That disappointed me to this day. But outside of that, I really enjoyed that movie. So I was very excited for what came next. And then they fucked around, right? And they had adaptations of things that we had already seen. It's like, what the fuck is happening? So like that right there is like already fucking them over. The monthly thing is bizarre. Like it, I don't understand. Like I get it, like the whole like industry is fucked, but then like fix your industry. I've been hearing about how that industry's been fucked for like since I've been like fucking single digits. I feel like fix your industry. Like if you're not gonna fix it, I can't help you, brother. Like so it's too many aspects at play that just But
before you continue to cook, to be honest, I feel like Freedom just read off my notes real quick. I really do believe that the Boruto writers, they've become complacent because of the fan base that they've already cultivated. They already know that they have a super strong fan base. Like the fan base of Boruto is a lot stronger than a lot of the other animes, even though it's not necessarily like, let's say, as mainstreamly, like let's say, as well received as like the other animes. Boruto fan base is absolutely crazy, and of course, it does come from Naruto fan base.
But
and I do believe, like,
because you just said it came from the Naruto fan, I actually think they've done a lot of work to segregate the fan bases from Naruto to Boruto. I think they've done a lot of work to make Naruto fans despise Boruto and vice versa.
That's true, but there is still going to be that bleed over. There's still going to be that bleed over that want to see Sasuke, that want to see Naruto, and of course, eventually want to see the storyline continue. I think there's still like,
but is it
to be honest,
enough?
if we just go off of Naruto diehards, I think a lot of Naruto diehards watch Boruto than like regular other fans watch other animes or other mangas out there, like just a regular manga. So I think because they understand they have that core fan base, they can experiment more and could potentially be even more lazy than, let's say, a My Hero Academia or even like a Dragon Ball when they were essentially going on with their super.
What are they experimenting with?
I mean, like, I agree with you, Bara. I agree with Mello too. It's like not an excuse, but I think that's where they're like, what's happening really. Like, they got complacent because of Naruto. Naruto really like skyrocketed the series, and now you have Boruto that's just riding off of the wave of Naruto.
But is it though? Like, I mean, I feel like that wave has died down. Like maybe in the early days, but I think they did a lot of work to disenfranchise Naruto fans to the Boruto character, and then also the series with like the because
no, that's why I say I agree with you, because a lot of Naruto fans that went into Boruto discontinued watching it just because of the simple fact of Boruto. They found him like too much of a brat. Like me, I was going to drop the series as well because I thought it was too childish. I'm like, I'm too grown to be really watching this. What the hell am I watching? I feel like I'm watching something that my 4-year-old should be watching. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it took a lot for me to really grasp and hold on to the series at the beginning and to get to where we are right now.
I think it takes like a lot. Like for me, like I despised the anime when it first came out. I remember I covered the manga, the Naruto Sasuke versus Jigen fight in the manga. I covered that. I destroyed that fight. Like I was like, this is so dumb. Like, why is Naruto being depicted this way? Like, why does he even need Sasuke to fight? Like, this is Hokage Naruto, like in the prime of his fucking career. Like, why is he like I was so heated. It took me to like take a step back and be like, okay, if I'm gonna continue covering the series, I need to like it took work to like Boruto. Like it wasn't me liking that shit initially. I had to make an effort. Like I feel like My Hero, effortless. One Piece, for me at least, effortless. Naruto, I was fucking hooked, bro. Like effortless. My first, believe it, I was hooked, bro. I talked so much shit about Naruto, Goku ripoff, and I watched that. I was like, oh shit, this fire, bro. Effortless. It took no work, none. I was hooked. It took work to get into Boruto. I had to go back and rewatch all the fucking anime. It's like, okay, let me take a step back. There has to be some gems here. Like I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know.
No,
did you like Dragon Ball Super when it first dropped? Sorry, Bara. Just a quick question.
No.
No.
I didn't like Battle of the Gods. I didn't like that movie. I don't like Super Saiyan God. I didn't like how they rehashed the stuff that already happened in the movies. That shit was lazy to me. The manga was like hella boring because it was doing some random shit. I wasn't even on the manga time at that point, anyways. Nah, I didn't start liking Dragon Ball Super until like the Zamasu arc. That's when shit was starting to get real good, and they kind of fucked that up at the end. And like the build up to like the Tournament of Power. Like to me, I think Dragon Ball Super is like a highlight reel. To watch it all from start to finish is like a task I wouldn't embark upon if I was paid. Okay, like fuck
But
it.
like, could you say that like they didn't go as hard as they possibly could have because Dragon Ball Z was already like a staple series? If they had to like if they had to like start over from the beginning and had no hype from Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball, you don't think they would have went a little bit harder with the series to make it a staple?
I think for Dragon Ball, the accusations of complacency that you guys are giving to like the Boruto writers or showrunners or whoever the fuck, I think that's 100% accurate with like Dragon Ball. They have found a groove and they are refusing to get the fuck out of it.
Facts.
Like it's insane, bro. It's like Dragon Ball, like the history of Trunks, the Cell Saga. There's like a depth there. Even like Saiyan Saga. That's why I said from Saiyan Saga to like the Cell stuff, Cell games, the end of Cell Saga is a master class. Like the writing is very like deep. Like the shit with like Gohan and Trunks like finding his master dead with his pupils whited out. Like he just starts screaming. Like all that shit is like the Terminator shit. That shit is like deep, like really good writing, like good solid writing. This is the peak of Akira Toriyama, in my personal opinion. I love me some Dragon Ball. I haven't gotten to Doctor Slump, or Dragon Quest. The myriad of things he's done. That dude's fucking amazing. But
Has
rest in peace
Dragon
to
Ball
the goat.
Daima came out
But
yet? My bad. To like
I don't think September,
September? Okay.
maybe. Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to fucking talk too much, but
Yeah.
yeah. Did I answer your question? Oh, sorry. Bar cook.
No, you did. You did.
I see where y'all coming from, but I still do believe the Boruto fan base does give the Boruto writers like some sort of comfort. Where it's like, for example, like every time Boruto uploads a manga, or when the manga does come out, it's at the top of Manga Plus every time, or when they did have the anime, it was always rated highly in Japan. So it's like, do they really need to be spamming video games, movies, and a bunch of stuff like that as like comparatively as like a My Hero Academia or a Demon Slayer that recently just got their anime rights like a few years ago?
I
or
mean,
stuff
come
like
on,
that,
bro.
where
It's
it's
been
like,
5 years. We could have like at least get one movie. It's been 5 whole years.
no, I completely agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying that causes complacency where it's like you have a dedicated fan base, even if hypothetically, hey, the Naruto fans are kind of dropping off. Like, your manga is going to be at the top of Manga Plus. Your manga is going to be at the top of Viz. So it's like a different level of like urgency for the Boruto writers. It's like a different level of urgency for the Boruto animators, where it's like, hey, maybe we could dabble into some other extraterrestrial enemies in this here manga, because it's gonna be at the top of Viz anyway. It's gonna be at the top of Manga Plus anyway. It might as
But that's
well.
not
Hey, maybe
that's
we
not
don't
the
have
problem.
to completely do a movie. It's gonna be at the top of all the charts anyway.
I think the sci-fi elements of like the Boruto series are fantastic. I think that's the thing that's like elevating it. Like I don't have a problem with them experimenting. I just think like when you want to like
But,
get a
but
measure of success, right? Like you look at successful people and what like the shit, the aura about them that surrounds them, what they did, what was done for them by the machine. Inevitably, there's always a machine that pushes successful people at top tiers. What the machine was doing around them, right? You have like I said, I look at One Piece. I look at Dragon Ball. I look at Naruto. I look at Bleach. These shows, when they were at their peaks, My Hero even now, right? I think they have like a movie coming out. Even now, have a goddamn movie coming out. I think the manga just ended or some shit, or at least people have been saying it. I don't know. But you look at the greats, right? And the ones striving to be great, putting in that effort. And there's a pattern, there's a consistency there, right? It doesn't always manifest in the exact same way, but there is some consistency there. And it's just not there with Boruto. The and I don't know of any other word. I think we're disagreeing about maybe how it manifests, but on a fundamental level, regardless of if it's like bad writing or a lack of talent or complacency or them getting in their own little rut, in their own little groove, it still gets back to my core point: incompetence. I think there's a piece missing from the franchise. I don't want to repeat myself, but yeah.
No, it's
Could be.
definitely something missing. I just can't put my finger on what it is. So like maybe it is the lack of movies, the lack of the anime. Damn.
It's a vibe. Like
God
there's
damn, I'm
like
just
the
saying lack
gears.
of a lot of things. Sheesh.
Like, like the gears aren't turning. Like it's not like it's not a party. It's not like fight. Like I remember I go to
Well,
school. We would talk about like Dragon Ball episodes and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, and there was like an energy about that shit. Like
but
it was everywhere.
if we're fair though, like this is supposed to be the downtime. No anime is going on. Manga's essentially cooking up. They're essentially laying all the groundwork for the manga. I mean, for the anime when it does come back. So like, I'm assuming hypothetically, if the anime comes back, which I'm pretty sure all of us believe it will. When that does happen, I assume that's when a lot of the productions will start. Like this is essentially when My Hero Academia was just putting out manga. They weren't really throwing out all the movies. They weren't really throwing out all the merch. It's when the anime started when they really started that. So for TBV specifically, I'm assuming like once that happens, now I'm not saying a movie is on the horizon, but let's say merch, even games. I think some of those already released with the DLCs with some of the Naruto games. I'm not completely versed in that, to be honest. Shout out to 2K and Call of Duty, but I think eventually when the anime does come back, they will put more work in. But I do think as just like the overall in general, they are a lot more complacent than My Hero Academia writers or let's say Demon Slayer writers. They just know they have that that community that will come back.
It's just like, bro, I'm looking at One Piece community and they're eating so fucking good, bro. Like every episode is god tier animation. Like this last episode, like I've been waiting for this episode for a minute from the manga where like Luffy's grandfather hits like a big move. It's like it's not even like store like it's just a move. And like the like just it breaks like the like it's I don't even know how to describe it. Like they had like a brand new like animated version of the original story from like start to wherever the fuck they're gonna go with new anime. Like there's it's alive, man. Like it's alive in its prime and it's pumping. It's been going on for so many years. They're still bringing out new shit, bringing you new games. I just read some new game shit just now before the podcast started to try to find a topic. Dope ass animation for every fucking episode that looks like a fucking movie. Like the manga's on fire. Like everything is just like the gears are all spinning. Like there's a love and a passion from the writing, from the fucking animators, from whoever is in control of that property. They don't give a fuck. It's the same studio. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. They put that shit in the fucking One Piece. Apparently, there's a vibe there that is felt, that is not felt for me personally in the Boruto series. And as a fan of Boruto, not some fanboy, not some like fucking bandwagon fan that just hopped on when shit got good. Oh, we're just waiting for the flash forward scene. No, I've been here in the muck for a minute, right? Through the bad, through the ugly, through the great, through the good. So I'm a real fan. And as a real fan, I'm going to like look at this shit and say, why not us? Why the fuck we ain't got that god tier animation? The fact that you don't even know if the anime coming back is an issue, number one. And then why
No,
ain't why isn't the anime here? And when the anime comes here, why aren't we getting god tier animation like fucking One Piece? I don't give a fuck. Oh, One Piece is the go. Look, I love me some One Piece. Okay, I'm not. No, I love it so much I can't even slander its name like I was about to. I simply love One Piece. But Boruto needs that shit. Fuck that. No, give it to Boruto too. Why fucking Bleach got this god tier 1,000-year? Well, it's Bleach. I don't give a fuck, boy. I don't give a fuck. Boruto should have that Bleach animation. It should have that fucking Demon Slayer animation. Why
Well, Studio
not?
Pierrot, Studio Pierrot.
I don't care. I don't care.
Hold up.
Studio movie grill.
Wait. I'm not saying that. Look. No. Studio Pierrot came out a little while ago and said that they're going to actually take their time and do one anime at a time. And Boruto was one of the animes that was in their bucket to do. So I think that's why the anime is taking so long to come out, because Studio Pierrot is, focusing on one series at a time.
That I don't care. No excuses. No, the fuck get AI to do it.
But
I
they're
don't give a
doing
fuck,
what you
bro.
want them to do, though.
No,
Right?
no,
They're
they
taking
doing
their time and
no,
creating top
no.
tier anime.
Fuck like No, but they should have been doing that shit from the word go. This is like the legacy of the
I don't know about
Naruto
that.
property, bro. Like they should have been enthusiastic about this shit. They came in here with this slice of life bullshit. They came in here with a main character that was shitting on the former main character. So you ostracize Naruto fans. Why? Like this shit didn't even make sense. And now I'm over it. Okay, I've gotten past those issues that I've had, right? I don't like the depiction of Naruto, but I'm not gonna sit here and bitch and complain about old spilled milk. Okay, it's fine. It is what it is. The Boruto series is great right now. I want it to be fucking better. I want those goddamn games. I want my fucking movies. Okay, I want my merchandise. When I fucking drive down the interstate, I want to see a billboard with a Boruto advertisement. Okay, goddamn it. I want my Boruto flavor.
Boruto writers,
cheeseburger.
step your shit up.
Absolutely. I want fucking Boruto's picture plastered on fucking McDonald's cups. Okay, when I go get my
I want a
6-year-old
motherfucking
niece
Thunder
her,
Burger.
kids meal. Fuck yeah, I want a fucking kids meal toy of like fucking Uzuhiko. Okay, I want fucking Boruto on my shoes. I want Boruto on my drawers. Listen, I want Boruto every fucking place, man. Every fucking place. Everywhere. Everything that One Piece gets, everything that Bleach gets.
No, you
that
make a good
animation,
point.
that love,
Boruto
that
doesn't have
passion, I
no
need it.
merch at all. Like I haven't seen any Boruto merch like at all, really.
I need it, bro. I need that shit like a fat boy need cake. I need it, man. I need it, bro. But I can't get it, and it pisses me off. And know what? I'm a real Boruto fan through thick and thin, and I'm gonna say it, damn it. And I don't care if Boruto, well, don't talk bad about Boruto. Well, bitch, move along, okay? Move the fuck around, because I'm saying the truth. And the truth hurts. But the truth also sets you free, I heard. So listen, Boruto need to get
said
that
I
shit
heard.
together. I want the anime back with a vengeance. Okay, you gotta go seasonal to give me that god tier shit, the shit that makes you jizz in your pans and then ask for more. God
I don't
damn
want
it,
none of
that's
that.
what Boruto
I don't want none
deserves,
of
man.
that.
Nah,
they
when I
can
watch
keep it.
Bleach, when I watch that fucking shit with Zaraki Kenpachi, I'm like, oh my god.
No, stop it. No,
That shit
no.
was fantastic. That shit was orgasmic. That shit was amazing. I watched fucking One Piece, my boy Aokiji pulls. I'm like, oh my god. My God, I see fucking fucking Galaxy Impact or wherever the fuck Garp did in this last episode. I see fucking Luffy go up against Rob Lucci Gear 5 versus Awaken. That shit was god tier. Okay, I want what the fuck I want. I deserve it. I'm greedy. My generation is selfish, and we fucking we're entitled. Damn it. Okay, and we're impatient. And I want what I want when the fuck I want, and I want it right now. I want Boruto to be god tier. Damn it. We deserve that shit. Okay, it's been 8 long years plus probably at this point.
But you have to at least understand like the complacency argument. Like for example, this has nothing to do with Naruto. For example, Dragon Ball took decades off and came back and was a hit. Like that's like a kind
Dragon Ball
of
can do that,
fan
though.
base is, but that fan base is more comparable to Naruto than like let's say a Bleach or a My Hero Academia or a Demon Slayer.
But
Like,
when Dragon Ball,
Naruto
even when
can
Dragon
take
Ball went on
decades
that
off.
hiatus, though, Dragon Ball was still giving you like games. They were still giving you like little episodes here and there, like tinkering in. Like
and Naruto,
they kept it.
and
They kept it
Naruto,
up.
and Naruto's still giving you different mangas, different new characters, upgrades to previous characters that we already know. Boruto is arguably
No, I'm talking
more
about.
of an
I'm talking
upgrade
about why
than
they
Naruto's
was.
people never did.
I'm talking about when they was in their hiatus, like the little 15-year hiatus. They kept the
Oh, you mean
gears
Dragon
running, like Dragon Ball with
Bro.
like games and movies and stuff like that.
But you got to understand what Dragon Ball was. Like you got to, bro, listen, for my generation, we didn't know what anime was. There was no websites you can go to watch anime. We thought Dragon Ball was a fucking cartoon, okay? We thought Pokemon was a cartoon, Yu-Gi-Oh was a cartoon. Dragon Ball was revolutionary. They brought in, this was like the first wave for like American kids who were introduced to animation. That shit changed an entire generation's perspective. Motherfuckers went from like G.I. Joe and fucking Transformers to
This is
fucking
true.
Goku and Super Saiyans and like it was like what the fuck is this? So if you didn't live through that shit, like you won't understand the kind of cultural fucking impact in America, not just like US, but like even Mexico, like Latin America is like they love them some fucking Dragon Ball. The cultural iconic impact Dragon Ball had, like nothing has ever reached that kind of level in the West ever. So yeah,
Well,
like they
Dragon-
could be gone for 45 years. Okay, they'd be gone for 1,000 years, like Rita Repulsa from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and come the fuck back, and everybody, our descendants, would be like, fuck yeah. They'd be dancing. Well, I'll be dancing in my fucking grave. That they can go away forever and come back. They just establish themselves out the gate as something great. Naruto would be Dragon Ball. Boruto should be Z, and Boruto didn't start off as Z. Like Z slaughtered Krillin dead. Oh, well, Krillin did not. Tien dead. Yamcha did. Like these slaughtered these motherfuckers, bro. Like that shit was intense. That shit was fire, bro. They started off with a motherfucking bang. Boruto started off with slice of life, the local Thunder Burger, and fucking Naruto getting shit on by his kid. Okay,
Well,
they
why?
fucked up from the
Because
word
they
go.
had that complacency. They knew.
Nah,
Bro,
no
they
fucking
were
shot.
rehashing the same thing for over a year. They redid the tuning exam in chapter 65. I mean,
Is it
episode
complacency
65.
or is it incompetence?
I think it's complacency.
I
They
can't
know.
speak to complacency. I can't prove that, but what I can say is what they did was wrong from a business standpoint. So I think incompetence is more easily to prove than complacency.
I don't know, because I remember the time slip arc hitting all-time highs. I remember Boruto versus Boruto,
That was
not
years
Boruto,
later.
Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen hitting all-time highs. I
That's
remember
years later.
these moments, these peaks crashing websites. So like they kind of understand that
Bro.
their fan base is going to be a lot more loyal than like other animes and other
When did
mangas.
Kawaki even pop up in the anime? How many years into the anime did Kawaki even pop up? Bro?
But that just shows you the complacency that the Boruto writers had. They've been teasing Kawaki for over 2 years before he actually made an appearance in the manga.
I don't know what it was outside of saying incompetence. I can't say that they got complacent because I don't know if that's true, bro. Like the era from like that battle shonen era, it was gone when Boruto started because it's not like gone, but like it would like that was the era really when people were more so into slice of life, to be frank. And Boruto was a product of his time in a lot of ways, and it reflected that. But it also came from like a OG battle shonen in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, so it had to reflect those elements to a degree, right? But it's just you talk about the time slip art that came years after. You talk about like Kawaki, that came years after. Like there was years where it was like a blank period where it's like we're dealing with Chocho arcs, we're dealing with fucking Mitsuki arcs that nobody watched, which turned out to be fantastic. But at the time, nobody gave a fuck about that shit. Like the tuning exams just rushed through. They did the movie rehash, but yeah.
But that's my point. They have the ability to go through even a year of down points and then just come out with a banger and be able to crash Crunchyroll. Like they have that ability. My Hero, I won't even say My Hero because at this particular point, My Hero Academia does have a decent fan base. But other animes out there that can't do that. They can't go on an hour, not hour. They can't go on a year hiatus of being like downtime for the whole series and just come back and crash a website. Like it just doesn't happen.
Bro, but you just made my point. There's no excuse then.
Like, the excuse is they're complacent. They know they can.
Bro, okay. So if I asked you to like prove that, how would you go about doing that?
Because they've done it before multiple times. They'll talk. They'll do the guide in with Sarada. They'll go then afterwards pivot to the getting exams for Boruto. They'll then pivot to the.
Does that mean they're complacent?
No, it means that they. I want to say complacent, but they know they have wiggle room. No, they know they have wiggle room, which creates complacency. That's what I'm saying. They're not intentionally saying, "Hey, we're just gonna f off for a year," but they can do things to try to say, "Hey, do the fan base like Chocho, do the fan base like the time slip arc, do the fan base like the guide in." They can do that before they even introduce the tuning exam because they know they have the already established fan base that'll come back once they do start to get serious.
I don't know this, but I suspect. It's when you have like the guiding force, the guy who anchors everything leave. I know like Kishimoto did some work on Boruto early on. Right. But he went off to do his own thing. And that kind of like flopped. But you kind of saw it with like Dragon Ball GT. I like GT. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I like GT more or less. But it just wasn't up to par to like the Z. Minus the Buu saga.
Or Super, I'll say that.
Yeah, like I don't even think like GT or Super, bro. Like I don't know, bro. That's a conversation for another day, bro. So yeah, I guess I'll give it a soon. But like Super, like
GT,
doesn't even.
GT's last arc was pretty fire.
Well, yeah,
Either.
The Shadow
but
Dragons, come on, man.
I
It
think
was. It
I think
was. It was.
Super for me was like the first time in my life where I got to watch Dragon Ball live. Because that shit came out in the 80s. I wasn't born in the 80s, so we were watching reruns
Mm,
the whole time.
yeah.
So, and like Toonami. So like this was the first time I got to watch it live with the world. So it was like an event. Like it was like this shit's cool. Like everybody was like doing reactions and shit. Like it was just like very cool. So I think
Nah,
Super
that's fact.
will always have like a space in my heart. And there's like some genuinely dope shit in Super. Like I think the manga's fantastic. At least um the Moro stuff, the stuff with like what's that boy's name? Granola, and probably some other shit. Like, so I love superhero. I love that movie. I love the manga adaptation. So it's some fantastic stuff in Super. I'm not like trying to shit on Super too much, just a little bit. But yeah, I kind of lost my place. But I suppose my like yeah, well, please continue, please.
Well, no, we were just talking about Boruto and how they could potentially be complacent. I get your overall idea about not necessarily completely buying that and how it could just be like incompetence. And to be honest, to a degree, I agree. Not to rhyme, because if you do have this momentum, why not become the greatest anime of all time, or why not become the greatest series of all time instead of being so complacent? But I still do believe there was that level of complacency that let them experiment, and that essentially possibly led them into the anime canon pitfalls. But one of the things that Super I wanted to talk about specifically, with Super, I think people were actually saying Super was better than Z. I don't remember anybody saying that about GT. Like that's
Now
why
GT
I'd
is like
probably say Super
universally
is better than Z.
despised.
Yeah.
But like
Whereas like the end of
I'm one of
Super,
those. I
people were
like
saying like
GT.
maybe it's better than Z. I like GT too. I like GT
I
too,
like
but like
aspects of GT.
Super is like a different level.
No,
Like when
Super's
GT
fire.
first started off though, that what was it, world tour crap that they was doing with Trunks, Pan and Kid Goku. I didn't like that shit when it was
I
like
like
going through
the
space and stuff. I wasn't with that.
Yeah.
I like the like the Shin Dragon thing, and then I like the baby arc was probably my favorite. With like the was it the Tuffles?
Yeah,
Like
the
that
baby arc and the Shadow Dragon arc were probably
yeah,
best
and I
ones.
like how much like fucking swagger Kid Goku had in GT. Like that motherfucker was so like the way he carried himself, bro. Like even like as a kid, there's this one scene where he's like fighting like the general. I call him General Dildo, okay? General Wildo, and he was fighting and then he like turned super. So he's like, "Oh, you lied to me." He's like, "Yes, yes, I did." Now let's continue the fight. Like it was like he didn't give a fuck, bro. He just beat Gohan and Goten's ass. Like he was so swaggy in GT. He's like a different character. But I don't know.
Real
Look,
quick,
I don't want to
quick.
dis. Oh, sorry, because I don't want to disagree with you. Because my only thing is, I know you like you're saying like they got like complacent. It's just like
Mm,
I don't maybe I can't I don't know. I keep saying this. I don't know what it is. Only thing I do know is something's often wrong. There's something not being done, and the best descriptor for that I have is incompetence. Is the best one I can
mm.
come up with, or maybe negligence, but then I think that's incompetent as well. I don't know the intricate ways in which it manifests, be it them being complacent or them being like maliciously trying to sabotage the series, which I highly doubt. But
No,
no
yeah.
matter what it is, I think it boils like I think the best umbrella term to encompass everything would be incompetence, because I genuinely can't prove complacency or anything else.
Well, one of the ways that I could kind of see complacency, they didn't leave a gap in between Boruto and Naruto, and they kind of knew. Well, one of the reasons why they did that is because they understood that the fan base would kind of follow, and that would kind of aid in their complacency. But that kind of worked against them because they didn't necessarily have that much time to plan. They didn't have that much time to create a manga. They didn't have that much time to actually create a full-fledged series, which they were trying to separate Boruto and Naruto. So that's one way. Another way, I think Kishimoto, if they had like actual full force like intention behind this, and to be honest, I think Kishimoto probably did. But I think this right here is like you could kind of see Kishimoto worked on a different series while Boruto started. Like if this was like a super important thing, I think Kishimoto would have been spearheading it from the rip. Now I understand Kishimoto had his reasons. He does like I forgot, not he does like Ikimoto. He did want him to actually have a series of his own, but in my personal opinion, that first series shouldn't have been like the actual like number two or the what follows after one of the greatest series of all time. It shouldn't necessarily be that. It should be, to be honest, he should have had Ikimoto work on Samurai 8 and had himself work on Boruto. I think that right there is a way you could kind of see where they kind of took it for granted, where it's like, hey, we know it's gonna be good. Ikimoto, you just have to steer the ship. Just don't crash it, type of thing. Whereas like Masashi Kishimoto, if he was penning it from the rip, I understand he couldn't necessarily be doing what he was doing. If you guys don't necessarily know, my guy Kishimoto was essentially in the actual, you feel me, in an actual sweatshop when he was actually penning Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Like he was working, I want to say specifically, but over some days 20 hours a day, like just drawing manga pages, drawing and actually penning the storyline. So stuff like that was super hard on Kishimoto. So I understand why he didn't necessarily want to continue Boruto and why he actually didn't make it monthly. But like if it was like as serious as it was, he could have hired more people, kept that same schedule, been a main person penning it, and like had that been the actual thing. But he understood that the Boruto fan base, not even the Boruto fan base, the Naruto fan base would kind of carry it, even if hypothetically Ikimoto's art wasn't the best, even if hypothetically the storylines wasn't necessarily impeccable, even if hypothetically the movie was going to be rehashed when the anime comes out, and even though hypothetically 50 plus episodes doesn't really matter because we all know the animes are going to be alive in chapter or in episode 65. So I think that right there kind of gave them that safety net where it's like, hey, we could try things for the first year. We could try, not even the first year and a half, because let's be honest, the first year and a half, the second, well, year two, half of that was taken up by the tuning exam, and after that was even more manga or anime canon stuff. So I think that just kind of like let them believe like they could do something like that, and not necessarily saying like, hey, they didn't necessarily care about it, but like this, I believe that they kind of thought this could elevate the brand. It could be a better way. It could have Kishimoto, you feel me, be a lot more rested, be a lot more like have a significantly better quality of life, while also having a extremely successful storyline and extremely successful book in Boruto. I think in some ways he did succeed, but like it could have been significantly better if he did go full bore into Boruto like he did in Naruto.
I think all that can be encompassed in incompetence. I want to repeat myself. I don't want to disagree with you because I think what you're saying is very well possible. It's just that's a lot of stuff to like put forth so confidently that it did happen, or like even that it's like most likely would happen. Like I don't know. I'm not even like necessarily disagreeing with you. I kind of am, but like I think what you're saying is possible. I just don't feel comfortable like even
Saying
like
that's what it is. I
like
see
like
what you
that's
mean.
what it is, or even like that is what it's likely to be. I don't know what it's even likely to be. I don't know, but I think
Mm,
incompetence just covers it all. And I think at the end of the day, we're probably just agreeing, just maybe just slightly different things we disagree on.
true. Before I forget, I did have this question from a earlier topic. I want to ask both of y'all, who do y'all think is a better main character, Kid Goku or Adult Goku?
I'm more of a Kid Goku
Um,
fan because I grew up on Dragon Ball, so that like funny, non-serious, joking around Goku. I like that Goku.
it depends on what you mean by better. I would say
Maybe you
it's.
should say Super's Goku versus Dragon Ball Z's version of Goku. Because
I mean, even
Super
like
brought that kiddish aspect back to Goku, whereas
True.
Z tried to make him like a superhero type thing where he wasn't.
to me, I think Z would be the better main character, even though I probably like Kid Goku more. Because if you're saying like, that's why I say like, who's better, who's like the best. Like, what do you mean by that? Because I just went on this whole spiel about how iconic Dragon Ball Z was to like a Western audience, like my generation. Like, it was Z, not Ball. Like, I didn't know about Dragon Ball until like my aunt was like, "Oh yeah, this is like a whole series about him being a kid." My jaw dropped. I was like, "What the fuck? Holy shit!"
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like the level of impact Dragon Ball Z had on like the fucking world, and Goku was the main character in Z. Still is the fucking main character, but nah, it has to be Z Goku. Like straight up. Like Dragon Ball did not ever, not to this day, have that kind of cultural impact. It was Z. So it has to be Z. Even though I fuck with Kid Goku so much, bro. Like
Yeah.
when he aged up, I was both excited and then also like, oh, like it was like I realized, oh fuck, he's gone. Yeah, Kid Goku was a different kind of beast. But yeah.
No, I feel you.
No,
To
no,
be honest,
I would love sorry, I would love to see Kid Goku and like Hunter x Hunter with Gon and Killua. It'll be
Oh, that would be fire.
like
He'll fit right
like
in.
the problem is though, he'd dominate them all. Like even if I just remove like I'm gonna keep him a Saiyan or whatever. But like Goku's just a battle genius. Like he sees something once and he just picks it up easily. So like he'll pick up all that Nin, Rin, like all that shit, bro. Like super easy. And Killua and Gon be like, what the fuck? Like
Nen,
we
Ren,
gotta keep up
Ken,
with this
Jen,
motherfucker, bro.
Ben.
Yeah. So, but I would love to see him go up against like in the Chimera and Arc and like no, he would make everything so unserious. Maybe not. Maybe fucking not. Like dude's just a fucking god in that verse, I guess. But you know. We'll have to see.
I see what you mean. To me, you kind of changed my answer slightly. But like I was gonna originally kind of say Kid Goku because like that does appeal to like the masses. Like just in general, if you're going into a series where it's like brand new and you're expecting to, hey, it's an anime, you're expecting to get a lot of younger fans. I think the Kid Goku would probably resonate a lot more. To be honest, if hypothetically they would make it now, like they have my guy Goku being a streamer, saying how all the lingos type of shit. You feel me? So I feel like that would be cool. But
That'd be
I
so
think
cringe. Just
that
Did he
would be
say
wild.
Goku as a streamer?
saying,
Imagine,
you
bro.
imagine Goku saying Riz? I fucking
Oh, I'd fucking. Oh no.
oh my
Yeah,
god,
bro,
Bro,
just
man.
I
on
hate.
Twitch. He's in phase now.
I hate when my son say this shit.
God,
So
man.
Phase Goku.
Good. He's got the Riz. He's rizzing her up. It's like, oh god, you fucking losers. Jesus
No, but
Christ.
what
So
when
fucking
you
lame. Oh,
what
so
gave me an
lame.
idea? What
Sorry.
gave me an idea? I think Super Goku would probably be like the best because it encompasses the both of them essentially. Because remember, in the Buu arc and even kind of in the Cell arc, Goku was a lot more serious than he usually was. And of course, let's be honest, like he was the GOAT, like he was the guy who we all expected to save our asses. But like in Super, they kind of brought that kiddish attitude. So I think that might be the best because he would kind of appeal to like a lot of new viewers that are kids because he is that goofy guy like that. That's Goku, but he also does have like that grown man type of thing, like where it's like he is like the guy. Like I don't, it's a different aura to me when Goku is grown than when he's a kid. Maybe it's just a height thing.
Goku is do do you think Goku's like a villain in Super?
A villain?
Like
Goku Black, probably.
not even like Zamasu, just like around
he's
like the
not like a
tournament of power
villain or
stuff.
he's not like a villain or a hero. He just fights because he likes to fight. Like that's how he was trying to depict himself. Like I'm not a hero. I'm not.
I think an interesting route for Jiren, I almost said Jigen, for Jiren would have been if he didn't have that moment where he attacked Goku's like friends and family. That was that was awful writing. What he should have like had a problem with Goku because the fuck we looking for the missing man, bro. What's with these fucking helicopters? Jiren should have had a moment in the anime because that manga shit was god awful. He should have fucking Master Roshi, like fuck out of here. But they should have had a moment where he's like, "Listen, man, like from our perspective, you're the fucking villain because you're the one that put like trillion, like in not even trillions, like just an
I think
uncalculable
they
number
did
of
state that.
yeah, no, I think he's like like you're like a villain of, but they call him like some kind of villain, like they're trying to get justice or whatever. I think it was more like Topo in his dynamic with Goku, because I think he was supposed to be like Topo was supposed to be Jiren, but then they switched it up.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
but they didn't hammer that home. I wish like that was kind of like the crux, like kind of like the conclusion of the art, like hey like Goku, maybe you shouldn't be like this. Maybe like this should be something that he learned from. Um, I'm not sure if Goku said this, but I didn't feel any growth from Goku, which gets back to like that little gap that they find themselves in so comfortably that they don't even want to get out of with Dragon Ball. Like, yeah, like I feel like Goku should have had to face like himself and like, fuck, like, yeah, like I really did put like an uncalculable number of like souls and lives on the line just for my own entertainment and my own like pleasure. Like maybe that's something I should reflect on. like no fucking reflection whatsoever. So yeah, like, I think Goku was definitely fucked up. And even like Jiren, I mean not Jiren, but even Beerus, the guy like the destruction god. I mean, he has like a job within like the cosmic hierarchy, even though he does like genocide and shit. It gets like really interesting to like analyze his character from like a moral standpoint. But nevertheless, um he was trying to tell Goku, like, yo, like what the fuck? Like, don't do this, bro. Like, you don't understand what you're getting yourself into. Goku was like playing bullshit games, like, oh, he flicked the button up and they looked up. He's like, gotcha, and then clicked it. Like, he went out of his way to cause this to occur. And it's so, I think, sorry, I'm just like rambling, but like, I think the terrifying thing about like all of this is like Goku is so childish, but so is like the god of gods. And there's two of them. And he's the reason why there's two of them. And then like, so he's like the most powerful motherfucker in terms of like the mortals for the most part is like Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, but more so Goku consistently. Is like this like fucking man child, juvenile, like petulant boy in a man's body. And then like the god of gods are the same. So like together they create this like fucking death spiral for everybody in the fucking multiverse cosmos. It's fucking insane. I think he's a villain, particularly in the Tournament of Power arc. But yeah.
The only thing I'd say against that, I think that's just in Goku's character, or is he's like that childish guy that never really understands like what he's really doing, like how like all the possible consequences to his actions.
That's not true.
Like, and to be honest, for his character, he probably wouldn't even reflect on it either. Like that's just in his character. So like, that's
Goku just wants a good fight, bro. He put the whole universe at risk just for a good little brawl. That's all. That's all he wants.
He's evil, bro. He's a dirty, filthy, dirty, evil Saiyan.
He's a Saiyan, man. That's just what that's in there. That's in their DNA. They love to fight, bro.
But it's so interesting though, because like he knows better. Like when Krillin got destroyed by Frieza, he was pissed because his friend died, because it was personal to him. Like, hey, you just took a life. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Despite like the Dub's insistence on him being fucking Superman, which he isn't. I don't think that was reflected in the Japanese material. But it's so interesting because like he knows better. Like, yeah, he is like an idiot, but he's not like an idiot when he knows right from fucking wrong. Like he knew all that shit in Dragon Ball. I watched the whole series. He knew right from fucking wrong there. He knew right from fucking wrong in Dragon Ball Z. He knows right from fucking wrong in Super. He just doesn't give a fuck.
It was something that changed too, though, like when he learned about his Saiyan heritage. Because before he just thought he was just a human.
No, Goku was a bastard when he was a kid too. He was a motherfucker. No, straight up, like Goku was a cocky fucking like kid. Goku is, see, people don't really be thinking about it. Goku is the elite of the fucking elite. Despite all that fucking Saiyan elite bullshit, this motherfucker amongst like Tien, Yamcha, like Tien was like a challenge in Dragon Ball. He was always that motherfucker dude. He didn't have to really work for anything. He chose to work hard. I know he's like compilations of Goku doing push-ups and shit. Goku, bro, he's just an elite. Genetically, he's elite. He adapts to like fucking everything. Like you can just, hey, here's this new energy, and then he'll get a brand new fucking transformation because his fucking gene, his Kekkei Genkai, just like clings on to like whatever the fuck and just gives him a brand new form. Like, oh yeah, Ultra Instinct. It's this new technique you can learn. He's like, his body's like, fuck that technique shit. Let me just transform you so that you can use it. Like, what the fuck? Like, this dude doesn't work. He doesn't have to. He's a genetic fucking mutant, okay? And then he's like gifted as a battle tactician, just in. So he's so cocky. He's such an arrogant fucking prick, even as a kid. There's like this one scene after he defeats Demon King Piccolo. He thinks he's like the baddest shit on earth. He goes up there to like train with Kame. And Mr. Popo shows up, like, you gotta get past me. And then like Popo punches him, like he speed blitzes him and punch him, and he's like, you got so lucky. He's walking up all cocky and shit. He was, like, I'm telling you, he was feeling his fucking self. So that shit translates. He's not a good fucking person, bro. Like, this dude Goku's a piece of shit. I love him for it, but he's a fucking villain, bro. And at least the Super Tournament of Power arc, bro.
I think that's classes against the Saiyans, bro. That's just how they are. Right. Like Vegeta came out the hyperbolic time chamber. He was able to kill Cell. He let Cell absorb all the androids and then essentially proceed to wash him and his son. Like, this is just what Saiyans do.
No, Trunks, bro. Trunks wasn't about that bullshit, bro. Trunks wasn't on no bull. Trunks Trunks blasted the fucking androids. They looked at that motherfucker like, bitch, what you doing? The fuck? We supposed to be fighting. He's like, wait a minute. We're supposed to save the fucking world. What the fuck are you talking about fighting? Like, yeah, Trunks on some different
Yeah,
shit.
these niggas like save the world. The world? Man, we trying to fight some tough opponents here, bruh.
Yeah, because like I didn't notice until I got older, but like Trunks didn't like obviously I knew this, but like Trunks didn't grow up with them. So they have like this honor code as like martial artists or fighters to where like it dictates that they have to like fight or like let them transform or whatever the fuck. But Trunks didn't grow up with them, and apparently Gohan didn't teach this to him. Although they died when Gohan was a kid, so maybe he didn't like learn it that much, but he did get trained by Piccolo. But for whatever reason, Trunks was like on some serious shit. Like, fuck all that honor code shit. Like, I come from a place where I gotta like get it out the fucking mud, bro. Like, we barely got baked beans. The fuck you talking about, bro? Like, I gotta kill your ass. So it was like a little bit of a different thing.
Yeah, and even more heavy. Like these are the guys, the androids were the guys that actually ruined his own timeline type of thing. So like if he has an opportunity to actually kill him, like the
True,
actual
true.
people that's ruining his timeline, he's gonna do it. So yeah, for a fact. Yeah, he was different.
Yep,
He was
yep,
special.
yep, yep,
He was
yep.
special.
Goku's
Yo,
a villain.
speaking of special, when do we think that they'll ever age? Like if Super comes back, is this the time that they'll finally age?
Well, they say Saiyans age differently though. Like
Goku, like,
Vegeta
60.
and about to say Vegeta and Goku's like in their like late 50s.
Yeah, they're like
They just
Vegeta
age
been
differently.
alive. He was already older than Goku. I think when he came in this, Goku was 25 at Z. And then Vegeta was probably like in his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
But
yeah, they probably like in their Goku's in his 50s. Vegeta's probably pushing 60. But they don't lose their prime until 80.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Trunks
how it
and
was.
Goten. Trunks and Goten though, like will they age? Like at
Yes.
this point, like because
You
they
gotta
look
remember,
the same as Super and Z, right?
They already
Super is
they're teenagers in Z and Super right now.
well, yeah, in the
But they
manga,
look the
like
same?
no, they're like
No.
they're grown, like they're
in manga wise.
because you gotta remember at the end of Z, they're already like when they're going to the tournament, they're fighting Oob and shit. Well, Goku fights Oob, like they're already like they're teenage, like grown up, like bigger versions. So
True.
Super takes place in between that gap. So inevitably they're gonna have to get there. But right now in the manga, yeah, they're already there. Like,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
I want to see what they do with Oob because they kind of already laid the foundation with Oob, with saying like, "Hey, this is a guy that's as strong as like let's say Boo reincarnation," and Goku already knows. I want to see like even if it's not necessarily that's the time because they already made reference to it in the storyline. I remember because I think that would be like the telltale sign that it's probably coming back. The anime, let's say.
So I'm super excited for Oob. The possibilities, even though I know they're not going to execute on them, unfortunately.
I got
think
faith, bro. I got faith.
I don't got no fucking faith in Dragon Ball, bro. Like I said, they don't deviate for ego. Like Vegeta getting his own forms type shit and Gohan, like that's the most that they'll give you. Number one, more fucking forms. But then also number two, at least they're not the same fucking forms. Like, at least Goku and Vegeta just not doing the same shit. Because if Vegeta got Ultra Instinct, I'm like, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, it's just the same shit. He just following Goku. Like, he took his own path, and I think that's like the best you're gonna get from like some kind of deviation from like the formula. But yeah, at a point, but
Yeah,
I
I had to do some research here. So Vegeta and the God of Destruction saga was 48 and Goku was 41. So they're like 7 years apart.
Damn, Goku is 41. No shot.
Vegeta's like
Goku had to
LeBron.
be like 45 at the end of the boost.
This is the God of Destruction Beerus saga. It says Goku 41, physically 34 due to death, and then Vegeta 46, physically 48 due to death.
Holy.
Huh.
But say what about Vegeta? But my headphones dying, so it kind of cut out.
This is the God of Destruction. This is when Beerus showed up. So
yeah, I heard Goku, but
yeah,
Vegeta,
this
what you say about
time Vegeta was 46, but physically 48 due to death.
How does that work?
Well, because they're dead like 3 years, so physically their body, like their physical body, is only 41.
Yeah.
But since they were dead for those 3 years, they're actually 40, 46, 48, whatever.
It seemed like it should be in the inverse. Like instead of his body being older
Yeah,
than his,
yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
Free Game said it inverse. Well, he said it the last time he said it inverse. The first time he said it correctly.
Okay,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, just real quick, I just want to say, One Piece, fantastic. I'm loving the art and animation. I already said this before, but like the fucking anime is fantastic. Definitely watch that. My Hero Academy, my fucking god. Like where they're at right now is an uncharted territory for me because I don't know. I haven't read this far into the manga, so every episode is like new. Um, and right now where they're at is fucking fantastic. Like the stakes are high. Like I'm like, oh, this shit's
Well,
good.
well, I guess we could just ask it. I believe I asked guessed this, but no, what currently your top three right now? Top three series.
Oh man, I've been watching a lot more since I stopped covering Boruto on my main channel. Um, so my current top, man, I love me some Blue Lock. I like Blue Lock, man. I actually have big plans for Blue Lock in this series I'm starting, but I gotta say Kaiju number 8, straight up. I
Mhm.
really enjoyed that series.
Fire.
My Hero, I'm enjoying My Hero right now, man. It's fucking fantastic. And I'm more so thinking about anime right now. Um, and Go Go Loser Range was fantastic. I'm gonna talk about that as well. Um, I'm reviewing Code Geass, Suicide Squad, Isekai. You said top three?
Yeah, you just named like
Fuck.
6.
I think maybe. Well, I'll just go with those two for now because the only thing I can really think of. But just like top, like there's just what's ongoing right now. Because I would throw like maybe Bleach in there. Um, but just ongoing, I would say My Hero and Kaiju number 8. And I need to get into Demon Slayer, but I suspect once I get back into like season 3, start season 3, it'll probably be Demon Slayer. But yeah.
Yeah, true.
Dope.
I do want to. I haven't necessarily seen Demon Slayer since like the first chapter or the first 2 seasons. I do want to see it get more like in depth. Like, and we understand we don't necessarily want every series to be like a Naruto variant or even like a Death Note variant. But I think a lot of the core stuff with Demon Slayer was like the animation and of course the fights and stuff like that. And to be honest, I think
No, it has a
potential
solid
wise, it could.
storyline. Honestly, I read the manga. I didn't really watch the anime too much, so I didn't even
Oh,
get
yeah,
into
it's
season
different
2. Yeah, I read the whole manga, and it has a great storyline to it that I think that they kind of dropped the ball on, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, disregard what I just said. And to be honest, that kind of brings back to Attack on Titan. I kind of have like a similar opinion to this, and Mel, there's going to be no spoilers here, but like just the overall vibe, I kind of believe like if it had like heavier plot lines, it'd be like one of the greatest animes of all time. And then eventually we started to see that plot line creep in, and it was like, oh yeah, this is one of the goats. So yeah, it could be like that. So I
So
want to see it. Speaking of
you just mean like all time top 3?
Attack on Titan, yeah.
I mean, like when you asked me that question, I thought you
Oh
just
no,
talking
no,
like
just currently,
on.
just currently. I
Oh,
was just
Carl,
gonna say
okay, never mind.
currently.
Yeah, bad.
But Attack on Titan was like kind of similar to that, where it's like I didn't necessarily understand at first, but once the information started pouring in, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this is that, this is that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Demon Slayer is kind of like that. My Hero Academia, I didn't necessarily catch up to that fully, so like
Mm.
the whole storyline with All Might
Oh
losing his
shit, is
powers, I
there?
know that was like super early, and now the what's it called I forgot the Negro name. Deku now getting all. I want to see how much he mastered that because I haven't necessarily caught up.
They
I'm
call that
pretty
boy a
sure like
Negro.
I mean, he do be having
yeah,
a fro and get blown up by
basically.
Bakugo.
Ah, yeah, true.
Technically accurate.
So yeah, I do want to catch up. You get me interested, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, that shit fire right now. Like I'm actually looking right now because I think I've been waiting on the. See, this is the shit that be pissing me off. I don't know if they be taking like weeks off or whatever. Like typically, like because like the last episode 12 of season 7 dropped on like 8 days ago, and I'm like, normally that's like a week. Like, where's my weekly fucking My Hero? So that should have been like today. The new episode dropped today. Why? How is it fucking 8 days ago? Now I'm got a new episode. So that's kind of frustrating. I don't understand the schedule at all. But because like Deku's having his Goku moment right now, and I'm fucking
Where are
waiting
you,
for that.
Goku? Type of thing.
Yeah, like he's on the way, he finally arrives type shit. And like that's the episode we're about to we should be getting right now. It's like him turning up, like, yo, I arrived and like shit looking bleak, bro. Like I'm pissed now, bro. Like I gotta turn the fuck up. Like this shit fire, bro. Like I'm sorry, like season 7. Ooh, that shit cooking, boy. My boy Endeavor, bro. Like, let's go, bro. I can't fucking wait for the next episode, bro. I'm tempted to read the manga. I'm not gonna hold you.
I bumped it. I want to be spoiled, bro. I want to be. Does All Might get his
No,
powers
bro. That's
back?
not. That's not
Does All Might
fair,
get,
bro.
That's
That's
all I want to know. Does he get his powers back, bro? That's my. That was like that was like my favorite character, bro. Outside of Icy Hot.
What season did you leave off of?
Yeah, I'm about to say, who are you talking about?
Midway season 2. All Might.
What the fuck happened in season 2?
I know. I already seen when he lost his. Yeah, when
he lifts his hand up in the air after.
Yeah, after
he lost. Bro, you way the fuck behind. Holy shit.
Way back there.
No, that wasn't where I left off. But like that's where I know he lost his powers. I'm asking, did he get it back?
Did you watch the movie where they go back into the past? He fights America.
Nah.
You didn't see the movie with America? Oh my goodness.
Nah, I ain't see the movie.
I ain't telling you nothing, boy. I'm gonna let you stew. Nah, it's not. I'm gonna tell you that, bro. To be honest, okay, I'll answer your question. Okay, spoiler alert.
Deku is All Might, isn't he? Pretty much at this point.
Where I'm at in the anime, because I haven't gotten this far. Where the anime is right now, I have not read the manga. I stopped at like a fucking UA trader type shit. And if you know, you know. So I don't know. So where I'm at right now in the anime, All Might is still like a bitch. He's still like on the sidelines.
Repeat 5 seconds. Well, not 5 seconds. 3 seconds. That last sentence. My headphones is basically saying it's low battery. So
perfect timing. Why do you have a battery headphone?
For real, bro. That's what I was gonna ask the same thing, but I'm not even. Are you on your AirPods, bro? Just be real. You're on your AirPods, aren't you?
Nah, it's like a headset that's like 50 hours. It's like it's just so happens.
It's no way never 50 hours because every pod your headphones are dying, bro.
Bro, that's some shit I had when I was like in high school, bro. Like I remember that it was like a lady's voice, low battery. Like I remember that shit, bro.
That's
like
exactly what it is.
There's no fucking shot. You got that free
shit, bro. The last time I charged these headphones probably like last month, bro. It lasted,
bro. It seems like every pod your headphones is dying, bro. I don't know.
No. Well, not this right here.
It's like either my cord or my microphone or your headphones is dying. This is one of the two, bro.
Yeah, either.
No, All Might has not gotten his powers back as far into the series that I'm at.
Bro, didn't he hand his powers down to Deku? How we can get him back?
Bro, I'm trying to see, bro.
I have a theory.
Bump all that. They keep telling me All Might is this, bro. I feel like it's like LeBron, where it's like LeBron is still dropping 28, 7, and 7, but you keep telling me he was 10 times better 10 years ago.
Yeah, but take LeBron's legs away.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
take LeBron's legs away, and then you're gonna be wishing he gets his legs back. Like,
you're gonna have to watch some kind of prequel. Okay, I've been asking for a prequel. I want to see Prime Endeavor, bro. I've been asking for a prequel for a minute.
Watch the movie with America.
I got this. I got to start off with like fucking 45-year-old Endeavor. I want to see fucking 25-year-old Endeavor.
Watch the movie with America. I'm telling you.
Bro, what are you talking?
They young now?
They go back into the past. That's when All Might is young and shit, bro. Come on.
Nah, that's like it's like an OVA where his like master gets murked and then like he saves some people in there.
Oh, that was an OVA? I thought that was a movie. Damn.
Like there's something that happens in like the beginning. I think it's like something 2 heroes or something. I know what you're talking about, but it's not like a lot. It's just like a little. I think like maybe 5 minutes.
Skirmish. It's a little skirmish. It's not really too
much.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks cool and all, but like you're not gonna get no measure of his power in that.
Nah.
But that little OVA thing where he his I think Nana Shimura, his master, Shigaraki's like grandmother.
Yeah.
I'm spoiling shit. Sorry. His All Might's master when she dies and she passes off like points to him. That shit is fire. I wish I wanted more of that shit because I wanted to see like what the world was like when All Might Endeavor had to come up because apparently like the world was like fucked.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck is the world fucked? Yeah. Endeavor is Kage, and look, Endeavor's my favorite character. Okay, I worship the outlet. There's things I would say that you would think are sus. Okay,
The
listen.
number 2 hero? The number 2?
Number 2?
You're a fan of number 2, bro?
Listen. What you mean number 1? The fuck are you talking
Number
about?
2, bro?
This is number 1 hero. What are you talking about, bro? The number 1. The number 1. Endeavor,
that's because the number 1 hero had to lose his powers for Endeavor to become number 1.
That motherfucker got caught slipping, okay, and lost his fucking half his stomach, and then he gave his powers off like a bitch because he couldn't handle the pain like a man. Okay, he should have gave that shit to well, I guess in hindsight, if he gave it to Togato, I mean Mirio. Wait, have you seen Mirio yet? No, you haven't seen Mirio yet.
The guy that phased through stuff. He got
you know what the fuck? You ain't on season 2 then.
The last episode was not All Might versus All for One. That wasn't my last episode. But I am far behind though. Man.
Cause like the whole cause he was supposed to get it. I think he's like the number 1 candidate to get
yeah.
One for all. But in high, like once you find out like where the quirk, like kind of like quirk singularity shit is, which I believe is occurring with All for One, that like that shit's just gonna mutate out of control basically at a certain point. If Mirio would have gotten One for All, I think he would have died. Like I think somebody who didn't have a quirk, it was the only shot. Like if anybody else got that shit, I think they'll fucking like explode or some shit.
Because over time it got All for One gets stronger and stronger because everybody that gets passed on to
Yeah, so
for a minute, I wanted Todoroki to get it.
Now Todoroki's fire right now, bro. No pun intended.
And one of the movies, what's the name? Bakugo has it.
Oh, that's my favorite movie, bro. Oh, I fucking love it.
What movie is that? I can't remember. My son went to go see that shit with me. He loved it. He didn't watch anime.
Wait, is that 2 heroes?
I think that's it. Hold on.
I thought 2 heroes was like that. I always think about that movie where like they go visit like one of All Might's old friends with like the technology and there's that cool scene where like that's what I'm saying. They fucking love My Hero, bro. They get love. They get
it's 2 heroes.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah, that shit is so sick. But like Bakugo got some dope ass fucking like power up with his quirk right now. That's so fire, bro. Like I want to talk about it so bad, but yeah. Bar, what are you watching anime wise? Are you watching anything new, bro?
Nah, not anime wise, truly.
Bar, how you missing out on so much greatness, bro? Go watch Kaiju number 8, bro. I binge watched that whole shit. That shit's fantastic.
I haven't finished it yet. Please don't spoil it.
No, I definitely did want to start something new, but I guarantee this is gonna be my guarantee. By next pod, I will definitely have some new animes under my belt. For a fact.
No, you won't.
Like what?
Let's say. Well, to be honest, I was thinking about.
I'm gonna put a poll up and see what the community got to say. Do you think Boara?
I was thinking Kaiju. I was thinking Kaiju number 8 because that's like Kaiju number 8 is kind of like
it's a smooth watch.
That's what I heard. Plus JJK. I'm not finishing JJK, but at least catching up on some of the episodes of JJK.
You like soccer, right?
Soccer?
They got soccer. They got a dope soccer anime.
Yeah.
Watch Blue Lock, bro. I don't know anything about soccer, and I fucking love Blue Lock. It's fucking amazing.
There must be another soccer anime too, though, because I know I watched one and a basketball one and
Kuroko no Basket is the best basketball anime on God's green earth, but
I don't remember the name.
Haikyuu's a really good one. No, Kuroko no Basket is like Dragon Ball Z on a basketball court. That shit's fucking amazing. Like motherfuckers, like they go into the zone, their eyes start glowing and shit.
Oh yeah, that's the name of it. Yep, that's the one you're talking about.
Having techniques and shit, like fucking flying Raijin on the basketball court.
Yep.
Motherfuckers be doing like the fadeaways, like a technique where like they become like a phantom that you like. You be fighting their after image, but it's like a fade, like it's like a pump fake. It's like what the fuck, like. Nah, that shit is sick, bro.
Yeah,
like, if you like Naruto and like Dragon Ball and basketball, you have to watch Kuroko no Basket.
Yep.
It's a must.
That's why I didn't know the name of it, because I could not pronounce that. There you go.
To me, I never really found like non-action or non-fighting battle type of anime interesting. It's like
you missing out, bro.
Because I never
listen to me. Watch
even romance. People have been telling me.
Watch Kuroko no Basket, bro. That shit is it like the first arc. they don't start doing the zone shit until like a little bit later. Like I think like maybe like 10 episodes in. But like once the zone shit starts kicking, like this is my favorite character. He has like a crossover. He has like a kind of like a Sharingan. They call it Emperor's Eye. So he can basically like see the future almost. So like he can cross you up and like he's like, my orders are absolute. Kneel before me. He crosses you up and everybody just kneels. Like they can't do nothing. He just scores. Like he's so fucking sick. Like I love fucking Kuroko no Basket. Food Wars is really good too.
Yeah, I heard
gotta
Food
get
Wars
back
is
to
good
Food
too.
Wars.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
My cousin used to watch Food Wars. Yeah,
That shit is so fucking peak. Oh, so good. I actually I was watching the dub version, I think on Netflix maybe or something, and then like they ran out of dub, and then it was just so jarring to switch to like Japanese, so I kind of stopped. But it's fucking good. It's so good.
Damn, Bar.
So much good anime, Bar. You gotta
The
watch.
community has no faith in you. I'll put, do you think Bar will start a new anime by next week? Got 80% no.
Yeah, I gotta vote no too, bro. I gotta make that 83%.
It feels good. Now I get to prove people wrong. Not only do I get to watch good anime, but now I get to prove people wrong. Like it's a win-win.
All right,
What you gonna watch, bro?
let me put this in my calendar for next week to ask Bar what anime did he watch. Make sure I remember this.
First baby in 96 years.
Wait, what?
Baby Gorilla's birth is historic. Baby Gorilla is born at Detroit Zoo, the first in its 96-year history. Oh, it's just a zoo. Fuck zoos. I don't like zoos.
Oh, Bar, I gotta ask you something. This is way off of like anime topic, bro. But did you see the fucking cinematic fucking arrest of Julio Fulio's killers in Florida? What the hell is going on in your home state, bro?
I ain't even see it, bro.
Bruh, it looks like a fucking movie, bro. Like they got the cops out there, it's raining. It seems like none of the rain is hitting none of the bro. It's cinematic as fuck, bro. Like I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I never sit down and watch a video, but scrolling through TikTok, I seen, and to be honest, I probably scrolled off this TikTok, but I did see people get arrested in the rain. I'm thinking, nah, this dude look like a movie.
Bruh.
But to be honest, I ain't see what was going on. I seen academics going off saying like, bro, these guys stupid. They came in with like they came in masked up, but didn't cover up their vehicle, their license plate.
Bro went to do a hit in his mama car, bro.
All this stuff on you. Like
he had bullets from the last shooting in his mama car, bro. They linked him to the
like,
shooting Julio Fulio's foot because he left the bullets in his mom's car. But you cover your face, yeah. And you drive 3 hours to a whole nother fucking city. That shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, that's nuts. That is nuts. I didn't see the full arrest because I was scrolling, but like, yeah,
bro got one of the killers got arrested with a Bible and a poodle, nigga. I swear to God, like this shit is crazy.
Damn, bro. And then this might be completely off topic as well. You feel me? We were talking about the Drake and Kendrick beef. Drake popping back out, man. Drake. I know we in the Negro News time of the pod, but Drake just released like 100 gigs of like unreleased stuff.
Oh, I heard about that. I don't support pedophiles, so I never watched it.
Bro, I don't necessarily. I don't think he's a pedophile.
Nah, I'm just playing. I don't know if he really is or not.
But like,
no, he is.
He dropped his reference track with Kanye.
Oh, where?
Yeah, I forgot what it was, but people knew Drake wrote it. But like Drake dropped like 100 gigs of like him cooking up in the studio making reference tracks, and one of them was Kanye's. What?
Yeah, I heard about him. I heard about that 100 gig shit. I just never watched it. I'm not really a big Drake fan.
No, like Drake literally was like on a stage with like some, I think she's like 16, 17-year-old, and he was like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but like, damn, you so thick or some weird shit.
What
like,
the fuck?
Like,
nah, I'm not really a big Drake fan,
like,
so I ain't know about all this.
Like it's not like I'm like fuck, cut the bullshit. Like, oh sorry, my mom's calling. Cut the bullshit. Like she can wait. Cut the bullshit. Like fucking Drake's a pedo, bro. Like I'm sick of this. Like I'm sick of this world, bro. This world's full of fucking gas.
Well, I said I don't know because I'm not a Drake fan, so I don't follow what he does. So I don't know.
Well, I had like a whole conversation with a subscriber who set me straight. Shout out to you. I forgot your name. Sorry. Sorry. It's just like I keep feeling like the world is like full of shit. Like I'm like,
no, that's a fact.
Like Drake is a fucking pedo. Like I know what the fuck I saw and I know what the fuck I heard. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. That motherfucker, I'm gonna call him the N-word, okay? That motherfucker is
Well,
what he is, okay? That's A. And then
so
B, like Trump, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make this political, but that motherfucker is weird. He's a creep, okay? That motherfucker's a criminal. This motherfucker's out here doing some shady shit, and he's probably a pedo fucking too. This motherfucker at bare minimum is morally unfit. This guy, this motherfucker said, my daughter has a sexy body. If she wasn't my daughter, I'd date her. He's nasty. Okay,
gross
I'm
as
sick
fuck,
of these
bro.
motherfuckers
That's
trying to
nasty as
gaslight
hell.
people into believing that this weirdo ain't weird. You
That's
motherfuckers
nasty.
done got like too used to weirdos doing weird shit, and now it's the norm. No, motherfuckers out here is weird.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's weird
Mr.
as fuck,
Beast,
bro.
fucking weird.
Ah,
Fucking,
that Mr. Beast shit is
fucking-
weird as hell, bro. Him and his friend.
Who's that?
Bro, nah,
Asian
it's
looking
not
motherfucker?
Mr. Beast. It's his friend, bro. That his friend is the weirdo, bro.
Mr. It's some shit coming out
happened
about
with that?
Mr. Beast, bro. It's some shit coming
His
out.
bro, I
friend
haven't
is-
seen nothing about
His friend is a
Mr. Beast.
trans. I should say that in the nicest way possible. His friend is a trans, and she, whatever you want to call it, is going through allegations.
Is crazy.
What is going through allegations of being a pedo, pretty much, trying to talk to little boys and shit.
No,
And
she's
Mr.
straight up
Beast
a
But
covered
even
pedo,
if-
bro.
But even if it's just her and it's like Mr. Beast's friends, like it's not Mr. Beast. It's
No,
like-
that's why I said
it's
I don't
like
know
people
what
just,
Mr.
like,
Beast got
Well,
going
no,
on, but it's like Mr.
no.
Beast is like not coming out and saying anything about it. It's like still like pretty much backing this person.
But like no, but like should
No,
he?
no, he's parted ways with her, but like Mr. Beast has done like some allegations about some like shady like business practices and some like fucked up shit like torture, some kind of like
See, I never
some-
heard about none of this.
spending all this time in one room or something, and they kept like the lights on and was like fucking with this dude. Like this whole guy's coming. He seems a little bitter, to be honest, but like that doesn't mean he's not like accurate or whatever. But like Dr.
That's
Disrespect, fucking pedo. Like stop. I'm
yeah,
so sick of these like James Charles, okay, fucking weirdo. Like, I'm
what
so
the
sick of
world?
these fucking people gaslighting folks into thinking weirdos is like the new norm. No, you weird motherfucker.
Yeah, I
So
had
yeah,
seen
like fucking Drake's a fucking pedo. Period. Straight up.
I had
Bro,
seen I had
what-
seen
what-
like a thumbnail. It said Mr. Beast is done or something like that. I think it was either Poetic Flocko or this other dude that I watched that covers shit like that. I can't remember his name. Mexican dude. Can't remember his name. Fuck. Oh shit. All right, go ahead. My bad. I gotta find this dude.
I'm gonna answer this call from my mom real quick.
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
what y'all cook.
Oh, the thing I was about to say, I'm happy we're talking about the 17-year-old Drake because I remember last time I brought it up and y'all was like, "No, we gotta talk about Millie Bobby Brown. We gotta talk about all these other stuff." No, I'm like, nah. All of them came out and said it was BS. We gotta talk about the 17-year-old on stage with Drake. It's like, nah, I wasn't trying to hear it. I'm like, nah,
wait.
this is the main thing.
I'm never not trying to hear anything. I'm always down.
No,
to talk
I feel
about
like
anything.
there was like 6-7 stories about Drake. And I feel like this 17-year-old story was like the least like crazy because I feel like all the other ones was fake, to be honest. I feel like this 17-year-old was like the biggest thing, but people wasn't trying because all the other ones was more egregious.
Wait,
like
what
Millie Bobby
17-year-old?
Brown.
I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. My bad. Fill me in on
Yo-
what you're talking about.
Oh no, he was like doing a performance and supposedly he called a female up on stage and he kissed her and she ended up being 17. And he asked her like post and he asked her and she said 17 and he didn't care. Well, he said like I'm gonna get in trouble for this or something like that. But something like that, and he continued on with his performance, something like that. So I felt like that right there was like the weirdest thing that came out with Drake. But all the other ones, I thought it was like BS. Like that right there, in my personal opinion, was like the weirdest one that we got to talk. But like, I feel like if we calling out Drake for that, like, do people not know like the Ruby Rose situation? Like Playboy Cardi was messing with her. Like a bunch of people was messing with Ruby Rose when she was 17. and
Yeah.
15.
She said that she
Taylor
was in music videos and shit like that when she was 16.
Yeah. Taylor Swift literally had a boyfriend that was 17 when she was like 22. So it's like, if we're going to be consistent,
Wait, what?
half the artists is go.
Wait, hold on.
artists in the industry
Rewind.
gotta
What
be-
did you
gotta
say?
be cracked up.
Taylor Swift had a
Taylor
boyfriend when
Swift
she was 22 and he was 17.
I believe so. I read something like that. It might be fake news,
Mhm.
but for so I don't get the defamation. But I did read something like that. But I do want to research. But I remember it being like super public, and like no one cares. But because it's Drake, and now Drake got a diss track on him, this the guy we got to cancel. Now I'm like, yeah, half the artists that y'all listen to was doing the same thing. And to be honest, Drake, he just had a performance with a 17-year-old. People were actually in relationships with underage people. Like, it's like if we canceling Drake because of like a performance, it's like, what are we doing with half the other industry? Like Ruby Rose been like ringing the bell for like the past 2 years. Like,
What
what
did
are
I
we about
miss?
to do with the other characters?
Bro, why
He was-
Wesley Snipes looking at me in this fucking he just everywhere I move Wesley looking at me. I move right, that bald ass head shining like Krillin, bro. That boy crazy. What the hell? I just saw I want to spoil you. Never mind. What y'all talking about?
Well,
the Drake thing.
yeah.
The Drake.
Bar is trying his best to defend Drake right now.
What?
I'm not defending Drake because I feel like I was the first person that brought attention to this. I said it earlier. I'm like, bro, the 17-year-old thing is the main thing people talk about. Millie Bobby Brown, people talking about other females that stories already got debunked. I'm like, bro, this the 17-year-old thing is I think is the main thing, and I'm saying because I feel like we could definitely call Drake out for that. But I feel like we got to be consistent. Ruby Rose over the past 2 years have been ringing bells about rappers like Playboy Cardi and other rappers like that messing with her when she was underage. Taylor Swift had an underage boyfriend when she was like 22. Like half the artists are guilty of the same thing, but because Drake had a diss track on him, now it's all the artists pointing at Drake. Can we get everybody into this conversation and not just Drake? That's
sure.
what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. It's
listen.
like,
yeah, cook them all. Yeah. Yes.
exactly.
To answer your question, yes. I don't care. Like, yeah, fuck you. Yes, absolutely.
Right. So I feel like it's a lot of people playing both sides where it's like, nah, that's my favorite artist. Playboy Cardi can't be like that, but Ruby Rose is literally on pods like, like pretty much naming my guy. But like,
Because I'm telling you,
but shout out my guy Cardi.
Wasn't Ruby Rose like kind of lying about her age though when she first got in the industry?
I'm not even.
I think she was. I think she was lying about her age, bro. I don't think a lot of those people knew how old she really was because she was in music videos and a lot of shit. And can't like I'm not saying you can't be, but you're not supposed to be in those type of music videos being under the age of 18. And like the producers and stuff, they're supposed to scout that type of stuff. And like I don't know. So like if you're an artist and a girl's in your music video, you're assuming that they're of age because how the fuck did they make it even like past fucking the directors and stuff like that?
But it's like. I've been saying this for years. I don't think people genuinely give a fuck about it.
Nope.
Because I've been saying this. Clearly, well, some people do, but like clearly, like because it's inconsistent. Like they'll argue for people they don't like, but if you like something about the person, then like, because I've had this issue myself with Kevin Spacey. I loved him in House of Cards. I was like, fuck yes, and then like they took him away because of the allegations against him. And I was like, man, fuck, like, what are you doing? But then I had to check myself.
Crazy.
I was like, wait a minute, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's a weird little thing that happens when you develop these like connections to people for like the things that. So I'm not like saying it doesn't exist. Like, I'm human, like 100%. But that's why I say like I don't think people genuinely like some people do, but I don't think people would genuinely care as much as they claim to, because like I was having this conversation with my mom. I was like, it's so weird that if you saw a woman like in a changing room in her bra and panties, like you're a creep or whatever, but if you see her at a beach where the thong up her ass around all these children is no problem whatsoever culturally, none whatsoever. Or like how many states in America where like the legal age of consent is like 16 and 17, right? Like you could talk as much shit as you want to about like
bars in one of those states right now.
This pedo,
Jersey
this
is definitely 16.
When the whole entire like fucking
but no, I think that's more
freak
like
world empire, the United States of America still got some like backwards ass laws. If you look at like porn sites, most like searched historically, it's like for some reason sister shit.
Yeah.
But outside of that incest shit, it's like barely legal or barely 18. Like why? So like I don't think people actually give a fuck. I think people are more interested in virtue signaling. Hey, I'm a person who comes off as someone who's moral or comes off as someone who's on the right side of things and progressive, and then I get brownie points and then I get like growth and subscribers and clicks from that. I think that's more consistently.
If y'all really want to be honest, like this, really people just started really becoming sensitive about this type of shit recently, because in hip hop that shit's been like rampant for a long time. If you watch Belly is a movie that came out 10-15 years ago almost, I want to say. DMX is in that movie getting head by a 16-year-old. Belly's this movie with DMX, Nas. Yes. So watch the movie and then come back to me on that one.
Belly?
Belly, yeah. It's starring Nas and DMX. It's like it's like a hood classic. That and Paid in Full. It came out around the same time. But yeah, if y'all ever check that shit out, check out Belly. It's a hood classic. It's a dope ass movie. But it's a part in that movie where DMX is getting hit by a 16-year-old, and she says he's 16. DMX said he can't fuck with her, but he let her give him head. Like it's weird, bro.
A movie's kind of different because it could be depicting a pedo.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't supposed to be like that. Wasn't supposed to be like the main thing in the movie, like him being a pedo. It was just like a part of the movie.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the character could just be a weirdo. You know, it doesn't. It might not be like a reflection on DMX himself. Like I said, Kevin Spacey, his character was a weirdo in the show, but he's also a weirdo in real life.
Well, he was supposed to be like a gangster type shit. He wasn't supposed to be a weirdo. Like that's how it was trying to depict him. I don't think.
But what I'm saying is like
the actor 16?
Well, number one, gangsters are weirdos, to be honest. But what I'm saying is like you could be a doctor. It'd be a show depicting a doctor, and the doctor can be a fucking pedo.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be explicitly said, but like you just know through the action. Yeah, this motherfucker's a creep. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I think it might just be the character. I wouldn't like, but I do agree. Like in the past, a lot of stuff. No, Diddy. In the past, a lot of stuff was
acceptable.
Yeah,
or not even acceptable. Just like not even like it was looked over. Yeah, it was looked over.
There was no like cultural negativity associated with that. Exactly. Or like people just shut up about it or whatever the case might be.
Because I think pedophilia always has been like something that's been frowned upon, but it's just some people overlook certain people when the allegation is brought upon them.
I think the thing that people, because I feel like, again, I live in like this fake fucking world where everybody like pretends and play makes believe and wear masks, and it's fucking exhausting for me. I think I'm gonna say like the bad thing that you're never supposed to say. I think because pedophilia keeps popping up in human societies across like eras and cultures, I think it's a natural byproduct of like the human condition. I think the issue comes into play when humans want to transcend their natural impulses and become civilized and become progressive. There's no place for that in a progressive, civilized society. But for humans, like homosexuality is natural to humanity. It's not some like aberration or some like weird thing that happens. It happens consistently throughout our history. Even animals do it. Humans are animals. Pedophilia, incest, all this stuff is natural to humans. It becomes a problem when we try to like be better. So that's where the issue lies. So I'm not the type of person who wants to like, I want people to be reformed because, hey, I do believe that this is a natural thing that occurs in our species consistently over our history. And I think we need to find steps to reform people out of this if we do want to be civilized and progressive.
It was a time period when where it was girls who were 12 years old marrying people that was in their 30s and stuff like that, like family giving away their daughters and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So it really depends on where you come from. Like
it's the culture, right?
Yeah,
so that's why I'm saying like
exactly.
Like our culture right now cannot tolerate that kind of bullshit, and that's why people it's really difficult because like can you demonize people from a different era, from a different culture? I'm like, fuck yes, I can. Yeah, they were fucked up. They did fucked up shit, and they were fucked up. I can 100% demonize them for that, and we're better than them. Yes, 100%. Pedophilia is fucking wrong, right? And we've finally gotten to a place culturally, at least a lot of people pretend, we've gotten to a place culturally to where we can like say that shit and it'd be like acceptable or whatever the case may be. Like we publicly demonize that shit consistently. And I think that's right. Fuck that shit. But I want people to get reformed because I think, you know, like you wouldn't like kill a person for like breathing air. Like I think like the R word, grape, is a natural byproduct of the human condition.
Hey, that's a G.
But in the civilized, progressive society, is not acceptable, obviously. So I want those people not to be murdered or whatever edgelord shit conclusion people say on Twitter. I want them to be reformed. In the same way, I wouldn't want you to be murdered because you're hungry and you kill somebody. I know where it comes from.
Do you believe in castration? Me and my tattoo artist was talking about this when he was tatting me. I was like, bro, do you know that they
absolutely not? Yeah,
it was this dude. They gave him an option, and he didn't believe me, and I had to look it up and prove it to him. They gave him an option. It was either castration or he'd take the death penalty, and dude took castration. I was like, goddamn, give me death.
I mean,
if those are two options,
over the options, yeah, you probably gonna take. I'm
taking death.
You're gonna be like Grey Worm from fucking Game of Thrones. But nah, I feel like
Give me coochie or give me death.
that's crazy. Hey, listen, bro. What did James Bond say? The one was like, "You're more of a man. You're more of a man. In your little finger, than any man I've ever met." He's like, "That's because you know what I can do with my little finger." So listen, bro. Listen, if you got that swagger, bro, listen, it don't matter, bro. As long as you got that little finger, bro, you good, bro. But yeah, no, I just want to live in a world where like we don't
means
like.
you have no finger. Like, go ahead.
I want to live in a world where we gotta like destroy people and murder them because the death penalty is fucked up. I don't like prison. I think that's fucked up.
The death penalty is so weird, bro. Like, you kill somebody for killing somebody, but this dude who's killing the person that killed somebody and then killed like 30 people. So what do we do with this dude who's killing everybody? The death penalty is weird as hell, bro.
I think you need like penalties.
Like God, that's the only thing.
Yeah, no,
I think you need.
Weird to me.
I think you need penalties. See, I hate that shit too, Bar.
Yeah, me too.
I think humans should be God. I think humans are God. We're just too pussy to say it. Okay, fuck that shit. No, we cracked genetics. Okay, we can create fucking human like fucking hybrids. We're just too pussy to do it.
Not behind you on that one.
Like, no, fuck that shit. Humans are gods. Period. Straight up. We just like limit ourselves with our fucking stupidity. Okay. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sick of this make believe world where motherfuckers wear masks and they don't want to say the real shit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say the shit that you don't want to hear. But in my opinion, I don't like prisons. I think that's fucked up. I like reform. I believe in reforming people. Even with that Seth the programmer shit, I was like, yeah, he fucked up. He gotta get away from the kids. But I didn't want him to like go to prison. I was like, no, he need to be reformed, bro. Like, get him good and then have him move the fuck around and then bring him back into society. But I don't believe in reform. I don't believe in locking human
at all.
Yo, he had to hold off for that.
I don't believe in locking people up in fucking cages. It's barbaric as fuck.
EDP need to be locked up, bro. I seen his DMs. That nigga needs to be locked up, bro.
Look, if you're gonna lock people, at least give them a quality of life. But
this dude said, "I want to break down your door and hug and kiss you." I was like, "Yo,
it's not." See, my position is not the popular position. But nevertheless, I'm gonna hold firm to it. I believe in reform. I believe
that's how prison was supposed to be. Prison was like modeled on reforming. It ain't reforming shit. It's making you a motherfucking better goddamn criminal. That
shit is demonic in there, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
I mean, there is some type of reform. Like, my boy, he's been in the feds for 5 years. He just got out, and I can really tell it. Like, he's a totally different person than what he was before he went in. Like, he's like He's more of on a schedule. Like, he's more respectable than he was when he first went in. Like, it is some type of reform that happens, but I don't think it happens for everybody though.
Yeah, like the fucking bro came out of prison still talking about he wants some booty. The booty warrior. The fleece.
But he got a wife though, bruh. He married and everything.
Did you see that? He put out a public service announcement.
Yeah.
He said,
"You reform him."
But he don't want to be reformed though.
You have to attempt. You have to attempt to reform. That should be your first priority: is reform. This is human life. Listen, I'm on a weird line where I despise humanity because people are toxic as fuck, and they give me a reason to. And I'm also like super optimistic and have hope for them. Okay, I'm on this like weird little.
All right, Mello. All right, Diddy, reform or prison?
Reform. I'm gonna say I'm consistent, bro. You have to make an attempt to reform, and if you can't do that, then you can explore other options. But you have to first try to reform.
But now you putting the reformators in danger. Now they could possibly be didified or something like that.
Didified is crazy.
That's crazy.
Didified is crazy talk, bro.
That's nasty.
I don't know what Diddy be doing, so just didified, whatever that.
He said, "I don't know what Diddy be doing, bro." You know, you been to a couple of the parties, bro.
It's not a one size fit all. Okay, that's how you have to like adjust it to the particular individual. Okay,
Barb been to one of them Diddy parties. How you think he got to 60K? Why you think he don't want to get past that, bro? He said, "I can't do another Diddy party, bro. I can't do another Diddy party for another 60. Nah, I can't do it."
Bro, what y'all be talking about when I ain't around? That's crazy.
Him and his Diddy parties, bro. He went to one, got 60K subs. It was like, I can't do this again.
But I did want to ask you before we end. What are y'all thoughts about this?
See, he want to end now that I exposed him for how he got his 60K, right? Now he want to.
Nah,
Now he want to.
nah,
Now he want to
nah,
end the pod.
That woman
We're
talking,
in the
she
Negro
said,
News stages. Like we already about to end.
she's like, bitch, your battery about to die. It's time to go. She telling them, bro. Like, yeah, we gotta go, bro.
Hurry up before they expose you.
What was your question, bro?
My bad. Go ahead, Bar.
Y'all thoughts on the Logan Paul Coffeezilla lawsuit? Will Logan Paul win?
Wait,
Probably.
what is a
I'm
lawsuit
not-
regarding?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like Logan Paul, but like these internet people who like have commentary about like all the dirt that internet people do, I don't something about it. I don't know what it is. I don't like them either. I do think you need like watchdog groups to like keep YouTubers and content creators in check because otherwise these motherfuckers just run rampant.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like even like Penguin Zero or like Moist Critical or like
I heard
it's
about
like,
the Penguin Zero thing. Like he
these
like
motherfuckers
he
always
hopped
got some
offline, right?
shit to say. Well, kind of, but like it's
Like
it's
he was
annoying,
going
it's like-
back and forth with this dude about pedophilia and like kids turning trans and stuff
Sneeko,
like that. Yeah,
dude's a
Sneeko. There you
fucking
go.
pedo,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, there you go.
That fucking idiot. But like it's just like these motherfuckers always got some shit to fucking say. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, but at the same time, I feel like that on one hand. On the other hand, I'm like, well, it's good that they're like talking about it because it gets
Yeah.
exposure and these people can like, get the help they need. Hopefully, get the fuck away from kids. So I'm like on two sides of it. Like they annoy the fuck out of me, but at the same time, it's like I think they serve a good. But when it comes, but I just think they have too much power. I like Moist Critical. If he wants to destroy your career, he can. Like, period.
The fact that his
No,
name
that's
is
true.
Moist is crazy,
Yeah.
And it's critical.
and it's critical. Critically moist is
Moist
crazy.
That's- But as far as that goes, I think he'll probably win.
What is the
I
lawsuit
think-
regarding? Is it like Logan Paul doing those scams and shit?
I think he
like,
had like a crypto
Yeah,
scam.
yeah, those the crypto
cryp-
scams that he was
Crypto
doing.
Zoo.
Crypto Zoo. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Supposedly it's defamation. It's defamation. It's Logan suing Coffeezilla for defamation. Supposedly it wasn't even like on the original video he put out. It's on the video where he said he's not really paying back his the people he scammed,
Mhm.
which is technically true. Where it's like Logan Paul refunded like the smaller portion. Coffeezilla said it was about 15%, and it's like 85% just wasn't refunded. So like technically it's true.
It's like-
but technically it's not. He did give a refund.
It's just something about that. Like I understand. Like Logan Paul's a piece of shit. Okay, even though he's like a fucking amazing wrestler, this dude's insane.
We
Okay,
just
He's
seen
gonna
a
win
battle
out over
today.
technicality.
Couple
Yeah,
days
like
ago.
this dude's fucking nuts. Okay, but like outside of like his talent, 'cause I won't lie, he's a talented motherfucker. He's a piece of shit as a person, but there's something about like Coffeezilla's or like I said, Moist Critical. Like, mind your
Moist Critical.
fucking business, bro. Like. Oh look! He's not doing the thing he said he was gonna do. Like, look, guys, like them
Right.
motherfuckers in school be the ones you beat their ass. Like,
Yeah.
you snitch motherfucker. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Mind your fucking business, bro.
It's all for
But at
views,
the
bro.
same-
It's all for
At the
views,
same time,
man.
I understand the value that. So I'm fucking conflicted as fuck with this shit, bro. But like you said, like that shit with Coffeezilla where he's like fucking. Oh well, remember, guys. He said he's gonna do something. He didn't do it. So like, it's like, man. Fuck out of you, fucking snitch, motherfucker. That's my first instinct. That's my first instinct. But
Yeah, I'm kind of with you as well because I see the value in Coffeezilla. And to be honest, I watch Coffeezilla, Spencer Cornelia. I watch a lot of those guys
Don't
that
know
actually
what any
do
of these
expose
people
like
do.
scams and stuff.
what's that
They
black guy
expose scams like
with the
super
glasses?
in-depth.
Uh,
Yeah,
Black guy with the
Wallace,
glasses.
something Wallace.
Hmm?
Something Wallace. You got like dreads.
oh yeah. I forgot which drama but he was like spearhead. He went
Yeah, like
crazy viral on one.
like the fall of MrBeast. Those thumbnails. It's like,
Oh
the
yeah.
who the fuck are you, motherfuckers? Like,
Yeah, only one I listen
That-
watch
I
to
get
is his name is Jamari. That's what I was looking for right there. Jamari speaks. So
Oh, yeah,
Mexican dude.
Jamari.
Yeah, Jamari. That's
Yeah.
probably the only person that
Yeah,
I probably
yeah,
watch.
I rock with the thing with Spencer Cornelius and like Coffeezilla. I get mad at them sometimes where it's like they're looking for scams that like aren't fully there. It's like if there's like an actual fully thought out scam, it's like all right, yeah, facts. But if it's like he's possibly not doing it, it's like it seems to a point. It seems like they're like reaching in some videos where it's like now I can understand why people get mad. And not only that, it's like they're not fully like with the Logan Paul thing. And to be honest, I think this right here is probably a scam. But like Logan Paul was like in the midst of like kind of doing the crypto zoo thing, basically saying he's gonna pay people back. He didn't do it, but like he was kind of like already out there saying, "Nah, Logan scammed everybody." But like kind of true, but like he was still trying to do it. But it was still like he was sending. So I kind of get where people don't necessarily like it, but like it does have a place because there are some genuine bad actors out there.
Oh yeah, Tower of God season 2. I had a question before we leave though. So this week, I tried an edible for the first time. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. I want to hear this. I gotta hear this.
People are like, yo, why haven't you been uploading for a week? Okay. Just listen to me.
An edible king took my dude out, bro.
I was fucked
for
up.
a week. That's fucking crazy.
My family had to call the fucking paramedics. Listen, the fucking they told because I was spazzing, bro. Listen, they was like, please don't come up here with the sirens. They brought the fucking fire truck. Apparently the paramedics were the fire truck people. I didn't fucking know this. I was fucking cooked, bro. Listen, right now I'm fucked up right now. Okay, like, so my question, because like I was good at the start of the pod, but now like I feel it. Like it's probably why I've been rambling to more than usual. When does this shit end? Listen, this shit has been lasting for days. The paramedic dude told me, he's like, well, if you don't have like THC in your system, you only do this regularly, you'll be like more effective or some shit like that. It's fucking
shit, bro. I'm legit crying. I'm in tears right now, bro. Like, yo, because you're serious. You're dead ass serious. That's why it's funny. He said, when does this end?
When does it end,
I'm in tears, bro.
Bro, listen.
Shit.
I would do and say things that I didn't know.
Fuck.
It felt like I was like 7 seconds in the past. Like I had to catch up to. It was fucking trippy as shit, bro. It was so fucking trippy. And then like I got like I started like if I panicked,
I'm fucking crying.
It was like everything was times 2. So like I started panicking at one point and it just compounded. I couldn't even breathe, bro. I was like,
I need to
go on. Fucked up, bro.
Crazy. Nah, I can't lie to you though. Like honestly, Mello, like all jokes aside, the first time I started smoking, I don't know why I still smoke to this day, because my first fucking high was the worst ever. I thought my heart stopped, bro. I had to get up and go run and shit. My friend is walking beside me while I'm running and shit like that. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, I gotta get my heart running again. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm laying down, everything buzzing and shit like that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? When does this end? Like, so I feel you. I understand. But 5 days is insane though, bro. That was just one day.
Bro, listen, right now I feel so like lightheaded.
Bro.
Like I don't even know if I'm in like the present right now.
Yo,
like
Mello,
it just
you got me
kicked in.
Crying right now,
it kicked in out of nowhere. Like this, I was good this whole podcast until like the last 30 minutes. Like it's fucking insane.
Mello,
I thought the shit was
I wish
over.
you was on cam, bro. Oh my god, I wish people could see the tears. It's like in my eyes right now.
Edibles,
edibles is different, bro. Like edibles is different though. Like your first time, I wouldn't say try edibles, because edibles is supposed to hit you harder because it has to go through your digestive tract and all types of shit. Like rather when you just smoke, it's just like it just hits your brain and it goes through your blood and shit like that. So like, bro, edible for your first time, that's insane, bro. Like, especially if it was like a strong edible. Like, how many milligrams was it? Do you know? Like, did somebody make this for you and just gave it to you, or was it like a regulated edible?
It's some shit from Detroit. It's from
it's like
in Detroit.
Like 1,000 milligrams is a gram, and like that's insane if that was your first edible. Like 500 milligrams, insane. 100 milligrams, perfect for your first time. But
I think
it's not like she gave you like a 500,000 milligram. No. That's a whole week.
No, I don't do anything. Like I don't drink. I don't do. So like it was like because the paramedics like it's not even like a lot. Like I was fucked up off a little. Like I think each one was like 20 milligrams.
That's a lot for your first time though. Like each one typically, like when I go to the dispensary and I get me some edibles, bro, I give me like the 1,000 milligram joints, was supposed to be a lot. Like each edible will have like 10 fucking milligrams in it. So if you had one that had fucking 20 milligrams each, you probably had 1,000 milligram edible, which is a gram, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for a amateur or somebody who never smoked before or never did anything of that sort, yeah, that shit's gonna fuck you up. That's like when I tried shrooms for the first time, bro. I took a whole handful of shrooms, but I should have just microdosed, and I was tripping the fuck out for like 2 days. And I don't do psychedelics like that. Like the only thing I ever did was smoke weed. So like, me trying that and doing as much as I did fucked me up.
Bro, this. I had. Okay.
Oh my god, but bro, you
I
got
did the
me
deed.
crying
Okay.
right now. You
Listen,
got me crying right now. That's just
sex
funny.
while high is fucking amazing.
Amazing, ain't it? Ain't it? Ain't
oh
it?
my fucking
Isn't it?
god, bro! I had no clue what I was missing. I feel like I was missing like a limb. I was like, what the
Not a limb.
No, this week was terrifying.
Just sound like you had an awesome week, bro. Like, nah, that shit sound awesome to me. I wish I had your week. God damn.
I'm kind of concerned though, cause like this shit not going away, bro. Like I took this,
bro.
I haven't done anything. Like I literally threw all of them away. Like I was like, I want no more of this shit, bro. Like I threw them away.
Give it a couple more days.
You're spazzing, bro.
I think you're already over it. I think you're already over it.
Water and you piss.
Nah, he not. I know exactly what my guy meant.
I think he's just going over the after effects, bro. I think he over it. Like I think there's all out of his system. Like he just.
It's weird because I thought I was over it at the start of this pod. Like today, I thought I was over it, and then like all of a sudden, I just now noticed like, oh, I'm fucked up still. Like I feel like lightheaded and like airy headed. I don't know how to.
You know what's weird, bro?
Metabolize the extra piece of that edible. To be honest.
You know what's weird though, bro? Like I went 2 weeks without smoking weed, and I couldn't differentiate reality from my dreams. It was weird as hell. Like I would have a dream and shit, and I swear to God, it just really happened and shit. And like reality and my dream world were kind of like mixing together. It was weird as fuck, bro. And I had to smoke to make that shit stop. It was weird. I can't really explain it. So like, I think I know what you're going through. But like on the opposite spectrum, I was sober as shit, and it was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I remember when I bought an edible, bro. I used to be breaking off corners of the brownie, bro. I used to get high off that, bro. On that,
I remember.
Just
I remember your little edible journey, bro. You told us. Yeah, we remember.
That was a different one. That was a different.
Oh, my bad.
Yo,
that's how it be. That's how it be, bro.
Yo, I've never.
Pieces gonna be lasting.
No,
I never really had an edible that hit me though. Like, so I don't know what an edible high is like.
Nobody told me what like being high was supposed to be like. Like nobody said shit. Like I'm like discovering shit in real time. Like I got it licked now. Like I realized, oh, you just got like that.
The movies lied to you. I just want to say that because all the movies where people are high is not the same.
The one thing I learned is like whoever you are, it gets like amplified.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you're like anxious or nervous, like it's gonna fuck you. Like I had to like okay, I gotta be confident in myself to like get myself through anything. Like once I like got back into like my confident, like swaggy, like feeling myself shit, that like I was good. But when I was like fucking anxiety, like fucking tripping, I couldn't breathe. I had like this heart problem. Like I felt like my heart was gonna stop. And then, like the paramedics like you're fine. It's just in your head. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh shit. So like,
it doesn't last like
tell
that.
Me
though.
It was in my head.
It is though, because like you're saying everything that happened on my first trip too. Like when I first got high, but I was smoking though. Like I thought my heart was gonna stop. The shit felt like it was beating slower than what it was supposed to. I literally got up and started running so I can keep my heart beating. Like that's how I was going through it, bro. I can say one thing though. It's not always gonna be like that. Like if you wanted to smoke or whatever like that, that's not how it's going to like stay. Like that's just because your tolerance is fucking stupid low. Like you have 0 tolerance, so like you overdid it a little bit, if that made any sense. Like because edibles are supposed to hit you harder than when you smoke because it has to go through your digestive tract. Like it has to go through all this shit to actually like fucking take effect.
Talk to y'all before I did that shit.
Man. Like if you wanna try it, smoking will probably be like vaping or some shit like that. Like no, I'm saying like a vape or some shit like that. Like I don't know if you ever had a vape. I got a vape right here, like that I'm hitting. Like maybe a.
My
vape
sister was talking about doing some ayahuasca after this shit. I'm like, bro, I died.
Doing what?
Some ayahuasca. What
the fuck is that?
Fucking,
what's your sister?
That's
hey, bro, stay
like,
away from your sister, bro.
That's some Black Panther. You see the ancestor shit, bro. Like I'm like, nah, fuck that shit.
Stay away from your sister. She fucking try to get you to say shit I can't even pronounce. If I can't pronounce it, I'm not doing it. That's how I feel about life.
Fucking like, I took a few of them. I think it's like 200 milligrams a package. No. It's like a little gummy edible. It's like 200 milligrams a package. It's called Shattered Thoughts. That was the name of the brand, Shattered Thoughts or something.
200 milligrams. I took a few. Okay, that's decent for the first time.
And I think it was like 20 per. It was like 10. It was 10 in there, so I think it's like 20 per.
Yeah, that's decent for the first time. That's not even a gram.
I think maybe like 3 of them.
That's a point.
But like, Well, no, not at all at one time. Like one time, like I took one and it was like fun as shit. I was like fucking, it was amazing. Like I was like, oh, this shit is amazing.
Then you started to overdo it
and
by taking more. That's what I'm telling you. You overdid it.
like it was like my body would move on its own, and like it was so funny. Like it was hilarious. Like I was like dancing and shit. Like fucking, it was fucking fantastic. It was great. I was like giggling and laughing the whole fucking time.
You should have did a
And
pod
then,
on edibles, bro. You should. I'm telling
no,
you.
no, like no, like I'm already fucked up right now. No,
bro,
fucking shit.
I did that shit on shrooms. Had to cut the pot off. Had to cut that shit short because I felt like
shit
everybody was in the room watching me, bro. That's why I had to cut the shit short.
I would
like,
say on this podcast, bro, like fucking the government would come after me, bro. It's fucking insane. If I was like how I was before. And then like the sex was fucking amazing. So then I was like, okay, this is like God's here. I have to have another one. So then I tried another one, and then that day was
that's
horrible.
what it did. See,
that was terror.
You let sex dictate the high. That's what fucked you over right there. You was like, oh man,
I can't believe how much better it was. Like, I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, bro, I should have got high
because all your senses is like all your senses is magnified and shit like that. But it doesn't stay like that. I'm telling you, no. Like that's your first time getting high, and like if you kept on smoking, that shit is not the same. Like if I smoke right now, it's not going to be exact same as when I first started smoking. Like if I smoke now, I'm just going to be chilling, kicking back. Like I remember one pod, and I told you I had smoked 2 blunts. I was tripping out. Like, damn, y'all, you smoked 2 blunts? You just still talking to us? I'm like, bro, that's nothing. Like 2 blunts ain't shit. That's like smoking a Black and Mild nowadays. Like, yeah, you just like getting used to it, bro.
Yeah,
like, I can smoke a blunt while we pod, bro. Like it's nothing. But now if I try it, like if I do like some shrooms or some shit, no, I can't pod. I can't do it.
Yeah, no, there's no fucking shot. Like I can barely pod right now. Like I feel like I'm hearing everything you guys are saying like 7 seconds in the past right now. It's
I'm saying though, like if you was to, I'm not saying to continue doing it. I'm just saying like if it was something that you wanted to continue doing, it's not going to be that bad in the future. Like eventually you'll get to a point where you're just chilling. Like you'll just take the fucking edible and you'll probably take it to. Cause some people take sativas to like to be creative. Some people take indicas to relax and go to sleep.
What's
and stuff
an
like
indica?
That. Indica is more of a body high. Indica, I'm giving weed lessons.
I don't know shit about none of this.
It's 2 different. All right, so sativa, you got sativas. Nothing, it's actually 3: sativa, indica, and hybrid. Hybrid is indica and sativa mixed together. You got sativa.
Yeah, bro, I remember hearing that on the office.
Yeah, sativa is like one of the first ones that they really found. Sativa is like more of a head high. It keeps you creative. It keeps you up and active. And then you have indica, which is more of a downer. Indica is like more of a full body high. It relaxes you and shit like that. If you like have any body pains and stuff like that, like that would be the best bet for you to go to if you want to go to sleep and shit. But like if you have anxiety and you have bad anxiety, sativa is the last thing you want to smoke because sativa is going to fuck with your anxiety because it's more of an upper than a downer. So like yeah, you got to really like study weed if you really want to smoke it and shit like that. If you want to have the effects that you really want to have, because different strains give you different effects.
I kept getting like body jerks, like involuntary moves. Like it was fucking weird. But
well, you always gotta remember that like fucking when you take anything, you're fucking with your receptors in your brain, and your brain is what controls your body and shit like that. So when you're fucking with them receptors, it possibly could be affecting other receptors in your brain too.
I'm ready for this shit to kind of be over. But like once I figured out like okay, like everything that you feel is gonna be like times 2 or whatever. Then like I just started like just being confident, like, and then I was fine like for like the last 2 days, and like I got so much writing done for like this series I'm working on for like my channel.
My
like,
boy on some heavy sativa. Done. That's why you know
bro,
you had a good sativa, bro. I'm telling you,
bro. What's that fucking movie where the dude takes the pill and he like his brain awakens and he's like he got like he can see the future and shit.
Oh, you're talking about
Limitless or
Limitless.
something.
There you go. Yeah, no, Limitless.
Yeah, that's what it was like. I was my hands were moving and typing, but like I wasn't like aware of what I was typing. I was just thinking it and my hands were moving on their own.
My boy ate a whole chat GPT motherfucking edible. That's what you had.
Bro, I wrote like my whole outline for everything I wanted to do in like 2025 for like my channel. Like once I started focusing on the shit, like I stopped worrying about like I don't know, like smashing and shit. Like I gotta feel that shit again. Like once I started like focusing like on like important shit, like I clean my room, I clean my bathroom.
Oh, you was on a good sativa, bro. Yeah, you was on some good sativa, bro.
I was on my shit, bro. Like yeah, I started twisting my hair. Like I needed to do that shit for like a month. I
need to twist my hair bad. My hair needs to be retwisted badly. I need to go to sativa shit.
I remember editing when I was high, bro. I just got lost in editing, bro. Before you know it, like the whole video done. It be like that sometimes, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But no, the worst time I remember getting high, bro. I think I told y'all this story already, but bro, it was like 8 blunts in a rotation, and at
Damn.
a point, it just looked like everything was like
You smoking with
it just
Snoop,
looked-
nigga? Damn.
Yeah, but it just looked like at a point, it just looked like everything was CGI, bro. It's like the way the blood get faster, it just looked fake.
That's crazy. See, I didn't hallucinate nothing. Well, I was kind of like hearing voices a little bit.
Like everything didn't look a little bit clearer to you though. Like it didn't look a little bit different. Cause I know what Bar is talking about. Maybe not CGI, but I see like a lot of things is like it did affect my vision a little bit. Like things look a little bit brighter and shit like that. I don't know how to explain it.
For me, it was so the second day was like, when I say terrifying, because I got stuck in like
Bro,
what I call
the
like
fact
a
that
time.
this guy has like the 7 days of horror.
Bro,
I'm like that
it
shit's
was
crazy.
like literally this whole fucking like this whole week I've been fucked.
He
up.
said the
Like,
first
I'm not
day
gonna
now,
hold you.
the second
I
day. Like what?
I haven't posted videos in like a week. People like, I got messages like, "Yo, you haven't posted. Are you okay?" I was like, "Oh no, it's just my birthday weekend." Week.
And
Not
then you
weekend.
said you wasn't into Boruto this whole week. Everything's starting to make
Bro.
sense now.
I'm
All makes sense.
I'm still kind of like fuck. I'm nowhere near as fucked as I was.
Mello
But,
was
like,
in the Matrix for a
so
week.
I got caught in a loop, right? So I would this was the most terrifying thing. Like I had no agency.
This
so
boy
I would
was
do
fighting
insane
hit.
things. I was doing insane things that I didn't know, and I would like experience them like 10 seconds in the past.
What?
And so because of that, it kept looping to where like it got to the point where I was stuck. I couldn't like choose to do anything.
caught in
I
a
was
time
stuck
cage.
doing whatever the fuck like my future self was. And then once I realized I was stuck, I was
Bruh.
stuck. I started panicking.
Don't
And
take
then,
this
like,
the
when I started
wrong way,
panicking,
but
couldn't
I need
breathe.
to
I was
meet your
done.
sister because she got the edibles that I need, bro. Like, where
No,
you
my
said she
whole
got these from
family-
Detroit?
Yeah, my whole
Detroit?
family be
Okay.
on that shit, bro. Like I'm like me and my big sister are the only ones that don't like do shit.
Mm.
So
Well, there's no like legal like dispensaries in Arizona or like
Nah, we're legal here. What you
state
talking
thing?
about?
Oh yeah, so like I'm pretty
But
sure
you
there should be
can-
like some actual
Right, it's
legit.
a
can look up
1,000
the-
dispensaries here. It's a
you can look
dispensary
up the
10 minutes
brand.
away from me. What is it
It's
called?
called
out there.
Shattered
Nah, we don't have that here.
Mind.
We don't have that
Shattered
here.
Brain.
We don't have that
You
here.
can
Like
order
every
offline.
state has their own brands because you can't fucking take you can't like
Oh, Shattered Thoughts. That's what it was called.
you can't take
Well,
you can't grow in Arizona and then travel to Detroit and take what you grew in Arizona to Detroit because you're crossing state lines. So like you got to grow in your own state in order for it to sell it in dispensaries. So like Arizona can't get shit from Detroit and sell it in Arizona. It's illegal to take it over state lines. So like we won't get that unless whoever made that in Detroit decides to start up a business in Arizona for Shattered Minds, or we're not going to get that. Just like we have shit here, like I bet you in Jersey, y'all ain't got Shango,
My
y'all ain't got
sister
Grow
was-
Science, y'all ain't got like cookie. Yeah,
Okay,
probably
so
just got cookies now.
Allegedly, my sister got this from Detroit. Allegedly, I don't know. Confirm, okay, I'm not sober right now.
Well, 2.6 seconds because let's be honest, we do run an anime channel. I do want to recommend to all the children out there.
Yeah,
Do not-
don't smoke weed. We don't smoke weed. We're
Yeah,
just what are we doing here?
But not even
I mean,
wait
I didn't
until you're
smoke
at
anything.
least of age, until you're at least of the legal age to at least
Man,
try.
just don't do it at all, bruh.
I literally told
I'm
them I
not
had
really
existential
like that.
terror and almost felt like I was dying.
Yeah, I would. I always tell people like kids and stuff like if you haven't tried it, don't fucking try it, bro. Like just keep on doing what you.
Amazing. Bro.
Yeah, but you want to keep on highlighting that though. Like you're saying, I didn't say that. I'm telling people I almost
I can't
died,
express in words. Like it was like a out of body experience.
bro. Like if you tell dudes I almost died, but the sex was amazing, that is not going to deter any dude from trying that shit. I need to try that shit.
What kind of
For a
ain't-
fact.
Ain't no kids doing the deed, okay?
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, I just felt we needed to like at least say something
Give a
about that
disclosure.
because like
Yeah.
we've been it's been like a 30-minute marijuana ad. Like
Well, I don't even know how
Just
long I've been talking about
advertisement,
this
like,
shit.
Yo,
bro.
it's been like 30 minutes for sure.
I just wanted some fucking advice. Like post.
They
the
say milk
terror.
helps. They say milk helps if that helps you.
It's not
Yeah.
lactose. You know,
Oh
ain't that a
damn.
bitch?
Well, no, lactose-free milk. Like they say, milk is supposed to bring your high down. Like if you drink milk, it's supposed to like kill it or whatever. I never tried it because I never wanted to kill a high. I always wanted to boost it. So, but they say milk helps. So try that. I don't know.
nah, bro. I feel like I feel at least new smokers. Whenever we smoke, at a point we just want to snap our fingers and be sober, bro.
Yeah, no, facts, for sure. I'm telling you, I remember the first time I got high. I'm telling you, I don't know why I still smoke to this day. My first time getting high was terrifying.
Yeah, it's definitely
absolutely terrifying.
It's all you, like whatever you bring to it. Like, at least from my experience, like whatever I brought to it, it was times 10. That's probably why the sex was so good, because like everything was like times 2. Like it just felt multiplied. Like whatever feeling, whatever like anxiety, whatever confidence. Like when I was confident, when I realized, okay, I gotta be the opposite of what the fuck I was day 2. Like I gotta like get my shit together. Like just be you. Like you're confident. Like just if you're doing shit like in the future and you're experiencing good stuff, have confidence that you're gonna do things in your best interest. And once I did that, that loop shit stopped. And I was like fucking, I felt like a god, bro. Like I was seeing shit that I didn't see before. Like it was fucking amazing, bro. It's like, what the fuck? But
this guy went from being attacked by demons to being a god. So this
shit went crazy, bro.
Bro gained a Senringan.
Did I say that? Did I tell you, bro? The sad.
Bro, yes, you told us several times already.
Bro, I'm actually kind of scared.
This nigga Mello about to have a kid. It's gonna be flying on Nimbus and shit like that. It's gonna come out the coochie on Nimbus and shit. Cause
I gotta fucking talk to like, yo, like, we did some shit. Like,
you gotta call the girl like, yo, are you okay?
Bro, let me end the stream, bro.
Was everything consensual between us?
Get the fuck off this shit live, bro.
One last thing. We did this last month before this chapter.
Facts.
Came out. Give me one prediction. One prediction before we end the pod.
Who, me or free? Both,
yeah.
Oh, but yeah, both. I guess I'll give mine too.
Yeah, go ahead. You you go rock out first.
I guess I'll go first. Yeah. If I have a prediction, I'm gonna come out bold. Big bold.
Jura
Hidari comes back next chapter.
Okay.
Nah, Hidari comes back next chapter.
Hidari?
That quick?
No, they killed Boruto and brought him back, bro. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
like, actually.
True. I was about to say that quick. That don't seem like that would be plausible, but yeah, you make a good point with that. And you would have thought the anime would have stretched that out a little bit more. They did exactly what the manga did. Next day shit. Like, that shit's crazy.
What happens next? I mean, you want to be safe? Bro, what the fuck they gonna do? Boruto down. Ain't nobody strong enough. He probably was gonna get washed 1v1 anyways.
I remember you thought Boruto was just about to flee and not engage in battle, and he actually
it's looking like that's what he should have did.
Yeah, he should have fleed. He should have listened to Mello.
Took that spirit gun to the chest, boy.
Yeah.
Goddamn. I don't know. I'm fucked up.
That's a hard prediction to take, because it's like Boruto's down. You got Jura, who's the big boss right now. Like, who really can take Jura right now if Boruto is out of commission? Like,
all right. So
the question should be, what is Jura's next move? Is Jura going to continue pushing forward with the battle, or is Jura going to flee?
Yeah. So pretty much, what is Jura doing in the next chapter?
Yeah, that's basically what it is, because it's all Jura. If the ball's all in Jura's court right now, Jura has the heads up on everybody.
Yeah, he has the keystone. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Or keyboard. Excuse me.
I don't know what's going to happen. But fuck, I can't even think straight. Fuck.
Kawaki turns up and fight Jura. Gets his first W.
I really do gotta get off stream. I'm fucked up. Fuck.
This lady in my ear saying low battery for like the last 30 minutes. I feel
she lying to you then.
Orochimaru, that's what I wanted to say. I want Orochi. Why the fuck did I was okay at the start of the stream?
I was about to say, it seemed like that shit was doing you great at the beginning of the stream. Like,
your body just metabolized an extra piece of that edible, bro, and now you just feeling it, bro. That's what's happening.
I gotta go. I'm gonna go.
All your food don't metabolize at the same time.
Fuck my shit, like ruin my life by saying some like crazy shit that I did with that girl. Okay.
Oh my goodness, bro. Hey, thank you everybody for joining us on today's pod. Y'all got an amazing ending to the pod. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Great woman.
Yeah, she seems like an amazing woman. Thank you everybody.
By the way, Caleb Williams.
Shout out to that woman.
95 yards.
Shout out to that woman who dealt with.
Shout out to my friend, bro. Shout out to my friend, bro.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Your boy on his birthday.
She took care of your boy, because he cannot forget that shit. I bet you he forgot a whole lot of other shit he did on that edible, but he didn't forget that Koji.
That's the best sex I had in my life, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
That boy did not forget that. But hey, I want to shout out to since we didn't get no super chats today, I do want to shout out everybody who's a member. Apex Calibre, Ja G, Boy Rogue. Who else do we got here? My bad. I had to open it up. Rogue, D-Man,
FBG
Poppy
gets the
Wolf,
honorary shout.
Wasp, Millennium Kage, Moolah, Ready, and the VIP.
Wait, what are you doing right now? You doing super chats?
Nah, that was our members. Just shouting out our members.
Members.
FBK,
Members, okay,
the
okay.
VIP member FBK. Shout out to him too as well. But yeah, everybody have a great rest of your day. We're gonna let Mello metabolize the rest of this edible. See how I do that next stream.
Y'all ain't give me no fucking advice to get rid of this.
Bro,
shit,
I told you milk. That's the only thing that I can think
milk.
of. No, seriously, I'm
milk.
dead ass, bro. Milk is
I got
supposed
fucking
to like
lactose milk in the fridge. Is that
try it.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
milk.
telling you, milk is supposed to fucking like kill the high. That's what I heard. I never tried it because I never wanted to kill my high, but I've heard milk helps for sure. I'm not even joking with you. Like I heard milk.
Go drink that cow pus, bro.
Yeah, drink
Whole
that cow
milk.
puss, bro. Drink out that
Y'all
cow
are
nipple.
nasty. Bye.
Go.
Have a great.
No, seriously.